Okay, are we back? I think we're back. That was a little bit unfortunate, but I think we're live.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay, well,
Yep.
damn, that sucks. That's the first time I've blue screened in a match. I think I know what caused it though, so it should be fixed for the future.
Yeah. Well, card cheating, win it. It did clean it up. Hawteen did have a good play to tie it up on set point, but Miranda KO'd the goalie, and then they were able to finish him off. So, yeah, pretty clean 3-0 from Jakara cheating.
Yeah, and the predictors channel points are safe. It was 22,000 to 0, so narrowly avoiding them being erased completely. So that's a bit humorous, but well, as soon as we came back, we're gonna go right back to another break. It looks like so. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, we are back and we are here with Boss versus Chikara Phoenix. See, a lot of Boss fans. This game was requested quite a bit, but Chikara Phoenix are the ones who are actually ahead right now. They are 3-0 while Boss is 2-1. This is a bit of a top of the table matchup, and it's going to be very telling for who's going to make it out of the group, especially who's going to make it out of the group on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Phoenix has been looking really good. They're from Oxblood were the only ones to take sets off of them. Throughout their pool run, every other game that they had, they were 3-0. But Boss has also, both of the games that they won were 3-0. The one that they lost, they were 0-3. So we'll see what they're able to do here. I think Boss is a really good team. AJSK DL3246, that guy. It's a really good Kai, really good rune player, just a really solid midfielder in general. So we'll see how they're able to get this thing done. I do see Oni Village hovered here with Super Surge Egoist start. So this just might be like the game of my nightmares coming to life right now. We'll have to see how it goes. If it is an Egoist start, I highly anticipate it's just going to be 6 Egoists. I feel like even if you were a character that likes Super Surge, I feel like not picking up the Egoist might just feel kind of bad. I don't know. We are on Oni Village. That dash range can be really useful, so we'll see how it goes. These types of games tend to be sort of swingy, to say the least.
Yep, and we're headed right into game here. Queued up, ready to go to that egoist nightmare of Oni Village. It's gonna be a game of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got the Dubu goalie hovered here for Asianator Jr. AJ going for the Rune, and Conqueror wants the Asher. Pretty solid team comp here. The Rune midfield is not something, that we see quite that often, but AJ is kind of known for it, and he plays it really well. So I'm not surprised. Looks like they're going to ban out the Atlas. No Atlas goalie. Does leave the Mako still open. They're going to ban out the Kai against AJ. Who's just going to default to the Rune unless Phoenix picks it away from him. But I feel like that's a really, really risky play. Because then AJ will just play... Oh, wow, they actually did it. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they even have a good Rune player on that roster.
Yeah, well, it looks like AJ is going to head on over to the Now instead. Still a very solid, well-rounded composition, while Chikara Phoenix, probably the goalie being locked in here. Not quite sure what's going to be picked up, but I'm hoping for a melee one, I will say a little bit. Especially against Asher.
Oh, yeah, there it is. It is, in fact, the Mako still on the table. AJ still getting the Now, though, he can still play Now, really well. This guy can just play kind of anything, and it'll work. Azrael going for the Magnetized Souls Rune there, and actually both Pudash and Friendly Taco going for the Super Surge start. So everyone else going Egoist all around. Strike shots on the goalies here. Just curious to see how that ends up turning out. I could easily see Boss kind of just steamrolling this one, though, with the Egoist, plus you already have the Now, running around in the midfield. It could kind of turn sour pretty quickly, depending on how these things go. There is a lot of creation deniability, though, since you do have Rune. You can get Castellast, you can get, Monumentalist, Timeless, or whatever, and take it away from the Now or from the Dubu, and it doesn't feel bad, so we'll see how it goes, but both sides off to a pretty quick start here with all the barriers down now, and now they're just looking to score.
Score AJ does in the bottom corner. Just zooms right in with the strike. That's all it takes, and with a lot of meter built up, this next point's going to be pretty explosive.
Yeah, good setup there from AJ, and a good kickoff here as well with the Now drone immediately getting that first barrier, forcing Pudash to rotate down. Now a lot of pressure still being applied onto side of Phoenix. They're just keeping up the momentum, which is good. A lot of damage coming out, but Egoists are about to be popping here. For people that have them. Asianator, a bit of an unfortunate clear, but that barrier is not necessary to do this. He's got to protect the bottom one. And you're golden. But Conqueror and AJ are about to have their speed boosts up, and there it is for AJ. Trying to get the core away from Friendly Taco out of this top corner. Gonna burn the core flip pretty early on, but a great core flip from Pudash. They actually able to clear it out. Conqueror goes for a flip of their own, but not able to find anything. Still keeping the core up, but it's looking like some Oni Village gameplay if I've ever seen it.
Once again, Banish goes wide, but once again, Azrael almost at that energy burst about to be activated here as it Wipeout Ninja, Asianator Jr. continuing to lock down the barrier as Pudash does as well. Just getting those clears to the top side, not interacting with the rune pillar, making sure that the barrier isn't taken too easily.
With flip there, Mazarel doesn't feel great, but AJ able to secure the barrier off of a well-placed now primary. Let's see if they're able to get it done now with the open goal. Friendly Taco able to fire right back though. It's deep in overtime. This core is going quite fast. A nice banish onto AJ, but not much able to come out of it. Core flip from Asianator Jr. It's going to send it around the world. Conqueror not quite able to catch up to it in time. The Oni's blade stops on the goal line, but the roll not able to catch it. Shakar Phoenix going to be able to tie it up.
Tied game here, and we're in for a bit of a long one, but my eyes are on both AJ and the Conqueror about the proc eco. It's about to go a little bit quickly. One barrier taken, forced right through the pillar, but a bit of an over-eager dribble from Asianator Jr. means the barrier will fall, and now AJ and Conqueror need to get into position. But again, Asianator Jr. getting outplayed by the Friendly Taco a little bit, and the barrier still stands on Pudash's side.
Core flip's getting burnt here as well. Unable to find too much. See if they're able to set something up in this bottom here. Asianator Jr. battling that rune pillar, waging an absolute war against it, but will be able to hold. Did not want to clear it up to Friendly Taco there. The Oni's blade coming out. Goes for the passive, a nice strike shot, but Azrael able to send it back in, and Friendly Taco will secure the point. Set point for Chikara Phoenix.
Very cleanly executed on the offense by Chikara Phoenix, playing together, and Friendly Taco getting it done. If they can be a little bit more solid on the defense, it could be a pretty one-sided game, because they've been looking like the better team so far, as Azrael and Friendly Taco once again push forward. AJ is not getting too much room to play with, it feels like.
Yeah, they're definitely limiting what he's been able to do for sure. Friendly Taco has been kind of playing back, using that dash range to their advantage, and just like that, able to like kind of dash far up. They were behind AJ, but able to get up in front of Asianator Jr. When they were able to, and it leaves a little bit of room for Azrael to kind of be like a much more defensive midfielder here, whereas AJ is kind of having to deal with two things at once now.
What?
Bit of an unfortunate wall placement, though.
Yeah, and what an outplay from Friendly Taco, actually. Stops the core with the special. The Oni's blade into the flip and angles it off the wall perfectly, and is rewarded here. It's a bit of a dilemma here. 1-2 punches, great, but stacks on stacks is what I'm looking at. It's Oni Village. After all, speed is king. And, well, Friendly Taco does agree. That stack's taken early, and I think that will be pretty massive for the team. Also, Spark of Focus on the rune. Only Spark in this draft is a bright sign for the future.
Yeah, that leaves like basically nothing for Asianator Jr. to pick up. It's just like size and like damage awakenings, which Dubu does not particularly care that much about. Gonna have to settle for the ad rush, which does not feel great. When the enemy goalie is actually gonna pick up the size, which is gonna be a little bit better here. You get Rampage on the Asher, which is nice, but it's a really good draft, I think, for Chikara Phoenix just with the stacks and the starting the spark scaling on Azrael. Just one more even, and the cooldowns on Rune is just going to start to feel really good.
Yep, and if it's Spark of Agility, that additional mobility is going to prove to be quite the challenge in the midfield to deal with. The otherwise relatively immobile character to be granted wings there, along with the cooldowns that you mentioned. Friendly Taco now on the top side. But this time it is the Conqueror who picks up the core, and awkward dribble back to AJ. It's a good pass, but it's a little bit too slow, I feel like, and the offense is just falling apart. But Conqueror gets in there, but Pudash finds the strike war yet again.
Yeah, keeping it held down. A nice dash from Friendly Taco, but Asianator Jr. with the roll. Keep it held down. Conqueror with the KO with the barrier beam. He's going to pick up that second goal lock as well. The offense coming online here. AJ with the nice setup. The now primary will be able to sink it in. Past the forwards here. Boss going to be able to put themselves on the board here. They got a little bit of energy to work with now. Try and take back this game. And I'll let Chikara Phoenix run away with another set.
Very, very important to do so here, as once again, it is the Conqueror and AJ pushing on forward. Not quite able to clean up that barrier take. Good saves by Pudash, but maybe this time the Asher primary is enough, and it will clean that barrier up. Friendly Taco trying to be 1v2 here, but AJ looking very solid on the defense, helping out so that Asianator Jr. doesn't have to do a thing. Good strike shot by Pudash, but the path splitter is such a threat. The save is made, but it's still such a dangerous situation, and Azrael's not ready to catch the back pass from Friendly Taco. Zoni's blade as Conqueror converts.
Yeah, now Boss up 2-0. Asianator still with the core flip. Asianator Jr. still with the core flip here. And Conqueror getting the Egoist proc, so he can get an early barrier as well. Friendly Taco going to be able to trade. Going to flip for a second one and get Asianator Jr.'s core flip out as well. But a bit of a fortunate bounce. Almost goes back up. Core flip from Azrael. It's not going to be able to go very far with the now primary in the way. With the flip, though, from AJ is not particularly great. Airdome's coming out right into the banish. They kept the Conqueror out of that play for so long by comboing those abilities. And a little breakaway play there. Friendly Taco bringing it down to the bottom. The Dubu can't do anything about it. It's going to put Chikara Phoenix up on the board here. Keep him in the set. And a little chance to come back.
A little bit. Flip available. Insta flip from the Conqueror to take one barrier early. But Pudash will respond in kind without using a resource now. Use it on the defense. A weird bounce, but Azrael is there to back the team up. And Friendly Taco now on the offense, but not enough hit stun to get Asianator stunned away from that play. But a good snipe with the passive. A banish attempted. Both defenders taken away into the Shadow Realm. Perfectly played from Azrael.
Yeah, not enough time after that banish wore off. Really good shot there to tie it up. Chikara Phoenix 2-2 now. The opportunity to get another good draft going. They are not too worried about the Conqueror getting an Egoist proc here, but their rune is in fact going to be getting some speed. Friendly Taco taking a bit of damage, but one barrier gone. Going to be able to trade here. Asianator Jr. pushing up, pass splitter out from the Conqueror. They're trying to make something happen. Boss is trying to get some offense going. So far, Pudash is able to hold it down. A nice place, Rune Pillar as well. Banish comes out. The core still stuck in the top side. Core flip from Azrael used defensively. We'll keep the barrier alive as well here. Friendly Taco not quite able to line up the dash, but a perfectly placed pillar from Azrael sends it back. And the ricochet off the barrier goes right to Friendly Taco, who flips it in to steal the set away. 2-0 now for Chikara Phoenix.
That's a reverse sweep, right? And Chikara Phoenix are now up 2-0. They get the first pick here, and they have full control over this game. I don't think you even deny the Monumentalist. You could, of course. It's a very solid deny, but I think you just pick for yourself at this point.
Yeah, I don't even think... Yeah, you don't even really need it. Perfect form going over to the now anyway. Stagger Swagger on the Zentaro. Curious to see if Knife's Edge is going to get picked up here, because it's pretty good on this map, but it looks like Cast Blast on the Rune makes sense. Monumentalist here pick up from the Asher, and Hot Shot from Asianator Jr. Seems like a pretty decent draft overall. I'm a little bit surprised that either Asianator Jr. or the Conqueror didn't go for the Knife's Edge, because you get so much speed on this map. You just run on the speed lane and you just absolutely move. But the Cast Blast on the Rune definitely is going to be really nice here, with some nice banishes that Azrael's been able to put out, and the Pillar's just lasting longer. So we'll see if Chikara Phoenix is going to be able to keep it up. So far, not much to say from this point. Just normal Oni Village stuff, it looks like.
A lot of chip damage onto the Conqueror, though. This could convert into a kill pretty soon, but they're not really focusing here. So the Conqueror will regen back up quite a bit, but still within the reasonable range of finding a KO. But the now healing comes in, and the window has closed. Chikara Phoenix playing an honest game now with the Oni's blade. Asianator Jr. well-timed strikes to not lose to Friendly Taco. And his Conqueror once again with the Monumentalist. So much damage pressure on Budash, actually. This could be a KO if Budash isn't careful.
Yeah. And Sandro's going to come out, keep the Conqueror at bay for a bit here, but still trading some blows as the Pumpkin's in the top side. And holding Azrael to not very much here. Core flips are up all around. Asian Jr. first to burn it. Bringing it over. Core flip now from AJ. Traded with Azrael. Sends it back in. Friendly Taco. Great strike war to bring down the barrier. The Conqueror's going to trade in kind. Both sides opened up. Conqueror dash up to the top. A strike war against Pudash. Be enough to sink it in. As Boss will be first on the board yet again. But they got to close out a set here. These one-off points. It's not going to be enough to bring it back.
Yeah, we've seen this situation before. We've seen Boss up before. They need to close it out, like you said. And that's a weird bounce, a weird defense, a weird situation from Asianator Jr. Not exactly what you want to see, but the save is still made there at the open net. Still, theirs to play with, but Azrael with the pillar. A tough spot, but a good clear by Asianator Jr. yet again. And but Azrael and Friendly Taco are relentless on the offense. They're picking up rebounds over and over.
Yeah, they're keeping it going. Azrael bringing it down just as the triangle respawns, but AJ able to get to it in time. The Conqueror, it's like no barrier beam there. Budash just going to be able to clear that one away. Pass splitter coming out, though. He's going to be able to force that tight corner. And that's the second barrier gone. Chikara Phoenix. Conqueror looking for the shot. The dash is going to be enough to force it through. Does burn the Egoist speed here, but with a core flip up, you can't complain. Looks like they'll have 3 available for this set, opposed to Chikara Phoenix's 2. And Boss up 2-0. Chance to take the set here.
The Friendly Taco is looking so efficient here. Doesn't quite get the redirect after Dioni's blade. That could have been 2 barriers even. But still a very solid take of 1 as the Conqueror looks for the top barrier. Not quite able to get it. A great dribble by Friendly Taco. Sends it to the bottom side. A great pillar. Halts the offense from the Conqueror. Good plays all around from Chikara Phoenix, but it's going to take a little bit more. A well-timed flip from Asianator Jr. to get it out of there to preserve this single barrier left. And once again, the saves are being made.
Pillar. A little bit inconvenient there, but a nice save from Asianator Jr. here. It's Azrael going to go for the vertical flip. Bringing it back to the Conqueror. Tying up the barrier score as well. Boss need to get it done now. Friendly Taco has the flip available and is looking to pressure this top corner once again with that dash range. Become very dangerous. Zentaro can strike from so far away. Dioni's blade coming out, but there's the snare drums, and that's going to be AJ take it off the field. A great save from Asianator in the power play. They got to hold on for a few more seconds now. Friendly Taco not able to line up the dash. They'll be able to buy them just enough time. The pass splitter as well. And AJ's back. Now looking to come back to neutral a little bit as we go into overtime.
Pretty long point this one is as a good strike war win from Asianator Jr. Keeps the barrier alive once again. A banish. An attempt from Friendly Taco wins the strike war this time. That's the barrier falling. That's a Conqueror burning resources on trying to dash punch Azrael. And the core around the world. What a shot by Pudash. Before the Toby Fortress can even come out. Sends it around absolutely everybody. And Chikara Phoenix might just be doing it again.
Yeah, that core speed a little bit too much for Asianator Jr. to handle. They cannot let Chikara Phoenix run away with yet another one like this when they're up 2-0. You gotta get it done here. Battle ensuing still. Azrael able to almost actually get that barrier. Nice core flip from Asianator Jr. We'll see it saved. Still in a tight situation. He's gonna lose that top barrier. Banish comes out. Removes AJ from the picture for just a bit. It's going to be a little 2v1 for the moment, but Asianator Jr. will be able to hold. Tofu Fortress on the top side to shut down Friendly Taco. Still looking for this barrier, though, but not quite able to find it. And Egoist is about to get procced. Both the forwards now on Boss. And you're running fast for just a bit. All 3 members of Chikara Phoenix on the defense here. Core flip from the Conqueror is going to get the barrier. Core flip Friendly Taco burnt as well. An open goal and Boss's opportunity to score. Core flip pass from AJ trying to get to the Conqueror. Hit stun from Pudash. He's going to keep it safe for just enough time. Clear it out, but the Conqueror with another opportunity. The pass splitter comes a bit late though. Is not able to find it. So once again going into overtime. It is now Chikara Phoenix's turn to bring down the barrier. A wide roll. And that's it. Both sides opened up. Azrael down to Friendly Taco. Asianator Jr. trying to get it out of here. The Conqueror can't quite catch up to the core though. AJ trying to give him another chance, but Friendly Taco moving quick. Core flip from AJ Jr. Pillar right in front of his face, though. He's got to find a way to clear it out, but Friendly Taco with the dash, able to snipe it home. And Chikara Phoenix on match point.
That was incredibly well played from Friendly Taco and Azrael. Of course, Pudash found the saves, but Taco and Azrael made sure that Pudash didn't have to face Conqueror that many times. Impeccable control of the core in the midfield, especially for a tournament like this one. They kept it locked down. They kept it in their hands.
Yeah, especially on this map, fatigue definitely sets in these long points, especially for like the goalies. You can definitely get a little bit tunnel visioned there when the core is moving that fast for that long. But Chikara Phoenix, good opportunity to bring it back. Boss, however, getting their Egoist procs once again, may have the opportunity, they can get this barrier down to take a set now. Ooh. But big pressure coming out from Azrael, gets the second barrier, and could be the opportunity. Core flip getting burned here. Friendly Taco not able to land the flip, but gets the Oni's blade. AJ hurt. Has to run back and heal, but the orb taken away by AJ Jr. Oh, they're in a tough corner. Both the pillars up. AJ Jr. will find the clear, though. Still in a bit of a rough situation. Look at the Conqueror able to bring it out for the moment and give the Dubu a bit of breathing room.
Friendly Taco on the breakaway. Pudash has won every strike core versus the Conqueror in this point. Every single one. An absolute defensive demon on this point. Flip, burned. Mason Jr. Tough spot with the Tofu Fortress, but they get it out of there. But Pudash is still maintaining this single barrier, making it so that Boss have no way to score at the moment. Friendly Taco again. What a performance in terms of core control from Chikara Phoenix. A well-deserved advance to 4-0, and they've pretty much guaranteed the top spot.
Yeah, great final shot there for Friendly Taco. The Zutaro passive to dribble it when it was just out of reach. Set up for that center shot. Really good stuff there. Azrael looking really good on the rune as well. 41 saves, same as Pudash. Putting up a good defensive performance there. And able to pick away the rune. So, yeah, Chikara Phoenix definitely looking like a scary team all of a sudden between these all these games that they've been having. So we'll see if they're able to keep up this streak. They got, one more to go after this against Clinkers. So we'll see how they're able to do there. But, yeah, pretty much guaranteeing themselves the top spot with that.
Yep, very, very well played from that team. Of course, Boss, they fall down to 2-2, which is still a record that is in contention to make it out of the group. Seraphim Moxblood, Chikara Clinkers, and maybe Seraphim Crimson could all be that record perhaps, but it'll all depend on the next game.
Yeah. And looking at these records, the top spot, those top few spots in that pool are still definitely in contention. So, I think probably go into a bit of a break before we get into the next game. But yeah.
Yep. Final round of groups is up next. Don't go anywhere. And like Achi has said, Chikara Phoenix and Gap Guy secure winner side. So you know what that winner side matchup will be next week. But the first day, the first week is not done yet of the finale. There's still plenty of Omega Strikers left. Don't go anywhere. Hello everyone, we are back with the last round of groups in the OSAS finale, and we have a pretty critical game for one team. The Gap Guys 4-0 guaranteed to make it out in first place in the group on winner's side versus the Shikara Kittens in a massive tie at 2-2. A must-win game pretty much. I'm here with P Flair. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I am excited for this one. Like you said, Kittens, this is kind of make or break. So we need to see if they're ready to bring the fire.
Yeah. Any particular performances that you're looking forward to? I'm thinking of Fox and Sox, the South American goalie legend. We'll see if they can keep it going here.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Kittens, I'll be honest with you, but I have seen Fox and Sox play every now and again, and color me impressed. On the side of Gap Guys, that's a little bit more familiar to me. In particular, I'm looking at Moondrops and Cold Ramen, and it seems like we might be going to Clarion Test Chamber. And if that's the case, what I'm actually looking at is Moondrops to bring out either the Kazan or maybe even the Rasmus just for core control. I think that might be like the thing to look at for here.
Right, we're heading right into game. Clarion, not a map we've seen on stream today. We've seen quite a bit of Taiko Temple as the Gap Guys. I'm going to see what they'll pick up because Cold Ramen, by far the MVP in the game we saw earlier. And I think that Juno's going to get banned. Let's see. No, they did not ban the Juno, actually.
Oh.
They banned the Kazan on the other side while this team's banning the Julie away. So if they can pick up the Juno, that could be huge for the Gap Guys, I think.
Yeah, I'll admit to my surprise as well. I mean, they said they did ban the Kazan. Like I said, I was expecting Moondrops to bring out the Kazan, but if they're willing to let Juno go through, then all right, see if that works out for them.
Yep, and well, it is available. It is picked. Shikara Kittens, on the other hand, Estelle and X, two powerful pickups, and the Mako goalie locked in as well. It's going to be an interesting game, but the Gap Guys, a lot of expectations on their shoulders, and also they have like no stakes. Like winning or losing this game means nothing for the Gap Guys.
Yeah, and honestly, just that by itself could do a lot for like mental. Just because they might not play, optimally. Like I said, it's up to Kittens to bring the fire in this one, I feel, because for them, it's pretty much all the marbles, right? So they're the one who needs to be, they're the ones who need to be playing with a fervor. They're the ones who need to be playing with excitement. But even then, like you see Gap guys right here, just 2 barriers, very quick. You already got Xenox kind of like getting beaten around, just scored on him, and that cannot be something that happens too often. Kittens can't let that happen.
Yeah. Fight or flight start as well, the strongest awakening in the game. So much mobility to every single player, especially the one controlling the core. We'll see if Xenox can use that to great effect on the X, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge. One berry taken, the bounce house, the bane of many people's existence. A map where leads can be exchanged very quickly, and one good shot could take both barriers, as Moondrops is pushing forward with the flip. Trying to go to the top side, but Murra, a crazy strike war against the flip, nullifies it completely. And now trying to go for the barrier, but on the other side, Xenox is dead.
Yeah, Moondrops was just bullying Xenox the whole time, and for a while, and Fox and Sox is not looking too hot either. And just off the rip, what I'm seeing here is kind of like I was saying, like Gap guys are kind of just playing their game, but the problem is Chikara Kittens needs to. I think the problem here is that they need to figure out a way to press without falling into the grinder that is Moondrops and quite possibly Ramen at this point. But hey, they've got 2 barriers down. A nice bounce off. Xenox punches it, gets a nice little angle. So okay, need more of that, definitely.
Yeah, and Moondrops having no meter was huge there. They staggered the Asher, made sure that Moondrops couldn't control the entire game with the damage and the core control. That led to the point that they got. But they'll need quite a few more points to beat a team like the Gap guys, who are looking dominant so far. Moondrops, though, being chipped away at, the flip used mostly for damage, it feels like. And if they can get this KO, they can replicate what happened last point.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a matter of, okay, these guys are really good. We need to find something. They need to find like a chink in the armor, whether that's, you know, damage, whether that's maybe getting around 1 or 2 of like these slower characters, because like even with fight or flight, you have to think about Asher is not super fast. And I can't remember the man's name. Man in the back, Atlas. God dang. Atlas not super fast. They need to figure out a game plan, and they need to figure it out quicker than I would say against a more even team. So, I mean, you can see that Gap guys is actually still doing a pretty good job at controlling the core, and that's just causing them a lot of fits. They can't get any like sustained offense going.
Oh, and Mew walking all the way up to the midfield line, doesn't get anything off the flip, but that confidence really shows the Gap guys. And they're playing like a 4-0 team does. Moondrops going in with the dash punch, tries to catch Murra off guard. And it's worth going for that risk. But a great shot by Murra means the barrier is down, but Mew clears it away. A flip used by Fox and Sox to get it out of the corner. And Xenox presses forward. Murra, opportunity now. Good clear by Cold Ramen. But Murra will send it forward. And Chikara Kittens in this must-win game are looking quite good.
Very nice redirect, very nice catch on the bounce. Murra, very pinpoint. Ooh, that wasn't good though. Center hole just gets 1 barrier basically for free. Oh, but hey, trade it. That's good. So yeah, they definitely need to keep. They need to keep them off their side. Kittens need to keep them off offense. They need to make sure they're constantly pressing like they have been, and hopefully not let this test chamber get to them too hard mentally, because the way that Clarion works is just you're kind of ready for it, but you're also never ready for Clarion test chamber, to be frank.
Yeah, especially with some of the more wacky variants. Moondrops trying to go for a crazy bounce off the center, but the expand hasn't recharged quite yet. It comes up there as Cold Ramen. The defense in the corner looking quite good for the Gap guys. As Cold Ramen striking past Murra. That's a barrier take. Solo play by Cold Ramen again. That point was all Cold Ramen from the barrier, from the defense, all the way to the goal. And it's 2-2.
I think he just hard read that attempt to clear. He was like, I know exactly what you're going to do. Slime says no. Just easy. That looked almost routine for Cold Ramen.
Yeah, and with Moondrops having flip with Cold Ramen building up energy, it's going to be on Xenox to make the plays. That's 1 barrier down, but taking a lot of damage on this variant. It could be deadly. if it stacks up even further. Mura's trying to be the scorer here, trying to press forward, as Xenox as well with the fight or flight speed is pushing up, but taking so much damage again. But Mew isn't there on the defense, and that could be really bad here. A really tough corner situation, but they managed to flip it away, but it's still a tough spot as Mura's catching every rebound.
Yeah, Mura's doing a great job at keeping it up and keeping the offense going. Xenox had to retreat for a little bit, but what was that? That was the bell ringer? Got it in that corner?
Yep.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. But yeah, Xenox definitely needs to do all he can to keep the pressure up. Mula been already proving that okay, they are in it to win it. Just the constant pushing and the constant pressure, and hopefully this will help them a lot. Hopefully, I wouldn't be surprised if they hot shot. Yep.
Interesting.
I was gonna say egoist, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say egoist too, because that hot shot.
Yeah, I can see why. In my opinion, I can see why they took it. I mean, X gets built different. Mako gets Spark of Focus. Honestly, all of those I think good. I actually think Kittens got away with more of what they want. What I was gonna say earlier about the hot shot is kind of like goes back to what I was talking about, like she was making like very good shots up on goal, very good shots up close. I can see why they wanted that hot shot. Why they wanted that hot shot if he was like, okay, if I trust myself to make these shots, then that hot shot will come in handy and maybe be able to slip it past, the goalie once or twice. But that's kind of a gamble in my opinion, but we're gonna see.
Yeah, core speed always valuable, as well as additional cooldown, so Mura could make it happen here, as Xenox is also doing so, and Fox and Sox walking all the way up with the ensnare drums. Moondrops being taken very low now, and Chikara Kittens looking like they have a pretty significant advantage with how they're playing here, but Xenox is also taking damage along with Moondrops, and a great clear will get it out of the corner. Mew with the patience as well, but Fox and Sox is completely unthreatened, is chilling in the right side of the screen.
Yeah, definitely. Xenox is I think he's kind of figured out that he's just gonna have to. They're just gonna have to like go all in, so to speak. They're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna get damaged. Yeah, I'm gonna get hurt. I don't care as long as we get these goals. And frankly, that's the kind of mindset they have to have. They gotta be ready to lay it out on the line. Mura actually doing what they was planning to do, doing the plan. Ooh, missed that charge. But oh wow, very close save. And I did not see what happened there. I'm sorry. I was looking at Xenox.
Yeah, I think that was like a bell ringer combined with the ensnare drums from Fox and Sox. A very quick KO, very quick power play, both barriers down. The Gap guys look like they're getting gapped right now because Xenox is just in there.
Yep, Xenox in their faces, and you see, like, no fear. That's what they need right now, and it's working to a T. They're just going all in. As you said earlier, Fox and Sox playing very up close, playing midfield. Like, you got to keep that pressure on them. Right now, Gap guys, they sitting pretty. They cool. They don't need to win this. They know this. Kittens do. But hey, that just means that again, the mental is kind of on, should be at least kind of on Kitten's side. Like, okay, they got a barrier. Don't let that stand. Pushing forward again. Xenox already in there. He's already trying to brawl. Cold Ramen just doing their own thing though with the slimes. Oh, nice counter flip. Goes a bit around the world and yep, back on offense. Kittens need to stay on offense. And as long as they can do that, it doesn't matter how low they get. Health is a resource.
Oh, but those slimes are scary.
Oh!
4 of them advancing in a line. And Fox and Sox cannot get out of that situation. That was some slime coordination I have not seen very often here. And the Gap guys will steal away a point. But like you were saying, throughout that entire point, Chikara Kittens were on the offense. They were pushed up. They were putting pressure on the guys.
Yeah, like that let's be honest, like as awesome as that point was, Cold Ramen kind of snuck down below and made that one happen. Oh jeez, that wasn't sneaky. That was just painful.
That was a huge KO, a huge power play now as Mura almost got that barrier, but not quite. And the damage transfer is going to be huge, using that power play to put damage on Mura to force the Estelle out of the play, perhaps. Not quite, though, and Xenox has got to be careful, playing near the edge quite a bit. And the Chikara Kittens have recovered, but they need to go back on the offense.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to worry a little bit and I'm wondering if maybe Gap guys decided, okay, enough toying around, but Kitten's got the second barrier, so now they need to close out. So if they can do that, then hey, that's fine. Reset your mental, make sure everything's still going your way. Xenox got the big charge, basically X Factor or whatever. I'm sorry, I use a lot of fighting game terminology.
Yeah, that guy was massive. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. The defense from the Gap guys was solid, and now Xenox is the one who's slow, the one who's in a little bit of trouble. A good shot to the top side, but Moondrop has the pass splitter. Can they make something of it? The Gap guys looking for a dribble, looking for a shot to the bottom side, but they're keeping it away from Cold Ramen. And finally, it goes to the other way, but Mura is the one who's massive now, controlling this midfield. The Slime's forcing it forward, and a KO onto the massive Mura. Chikara Kittens. Oh, Chikara Kittens. Xenox to the top side, and Mew doesn't flip.
Didn't flip, didn't have the speed. I am kind of wondering why I let that one go, but we'll take it. Mura gets MVP. Kittens get another one. What are you looking at?
Catalyst. It has to be Catalyst, because if it falls to the Asher, it is devastating. And Mura's touching the core a lot, right? Building up a lot of that meter. Catalyst is going to help out even more with that. Team player as well on Fox and Sox. This team has all the tools they need to close out this game. Size on the X. Everything that they could have wanted.
Yep. Definitely got it. I did notice Asher got that Spark of Agility. That's their second Spark, I'm pretty sure. So... No, that's not their...
Yeah, this is second Spark.
Yeah, second Spark of Agility, Spark of Strength. So that's going to be something scary. But if... At this point, you kind of got to just play through it. Don't let that intimidate you. Go for these goals. Again, just all in, push. And that's what they're doing right now. All of them beyond the midfield nearly gets... Wow.
Yeah, that was almost a crazy bounce there, but it wasn't quite enough. A Mura passing play up to Xenox, stopped for a moment by the astral projection. Xenox trying to send it through the middle there. Fox and Sox taken out by Moondrops. A heads-up play from the Asher, and that's a power play, but the Gap guys need to convert, and right now, Mura and Xenox are defending.
Yeah, had to use a flip to take that out, which is unfortunate, but that could possibly help if, as long as they get this offense going and make sure that they don't have a flip to counter push or anything. Missed the snipe. That's unfortunate. And yeah, at the moment, still a little bit stifled at the moment. Wait, flip, beautiful angle, nails it, Mura, getting it done. Nice. And hey, they're 2 up. They gotta keep this. They gotta keep it going. Can't rest on their laurels. Keep it pushing. Don't stop pushing till the game over with. Let's go.
Yeah, and Mura, no hesitation on that flip, right? It was a mistake from Mew. I missed the corner on the clear, but being able to punish that immediately is so important, because those points determine who wins the game pretty much. Great saves mean that the barrier still stands for Fox and Sox. So much more room to play with for the goalie. We'll be using the flip here to get it out of the corner. And Chikara Kittens once again trying to force on the offense, but Cold Ramen returns with the Slimes on the bottom side, trying to do what they did before, but the game's stalling out, and that's good for the Chikara Kittens as they walk up.
Yeah, that center point bouncing them is causing a little bit of issues when it comes to their offense. Of course, not bouncing quite like they expected. It's allowing Gap guys to get some nice snipes in. Oh, and as soon as I say that, beautiful shot by that was Mura. Gets it to bounce off the center. It gets a nice double barrier, and now they have to. Oh! What happened? Missed the strike shot. Fox and Sox. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but that's sometimes what happens to Chikara Kittens. Yeah. That was a brilliant double barrier conversion by Mura, but in the end, the Gap guys regrouped. They got it done.
Yeah, so but again, I've been saying this the whole match. Can't let that affect you. I got it out. Got to keep that mental strong. Y'all 2 up. Don't let it hurt.
Yeah.
So Xenox, still going. Sorry about that. Xenox still going. Mura, nice snipe. Gets a barrier. Do not let the... What? Okay, I'm sorry. Something happened on my end. I don't know if it happened on yours. I think I disconnected. Excuse me.
All good. I will have a Discord stream up for you shortly, but for this point, though, it's once again Moondrops pushing in. Fox and Sox manages to make the save, and that's a bit of a nice snipe from Mura, actually, with the Crystal Thorns. Catches Mew off guard, and Chikara Kittens are 1 goal away from getting this critical win.
Okay, yeah, I got kicked out.
Well, I have a Discord stream for you.
Thank you kindly.
But Xenox now trying to push forward, but gets comboed by Cold Ramen and Moondrops. That's a quick KO on the X, a power play. The Gap guy is not out of it quite yet, especially when Cold Ramen's pushing up like that. On the bottom side, that's a barrier taken, but it's going to go right back, and that's the respawn coming in. That's a lot of damage on Moondrops. The Chikara Kittens might be turning this one around.
Yeah, I believe Muron missed a flip earlier there, but if they can go ahead and get the second barrier, I think pretty much all will be forgiven. But Moondrops in good control, nice bounce, get it past the backfield. Mew's also doing a very good job trying to keep that barrier locked down. Flip to kind of keep it out of their backfield. And yeah, Gap guys have kind of turned it up a little bit. I think they remembered they like winning. So we need to see if that taste still resonates with them.
Yep, and with Xenox on the top corner, going for that barrier take, but defended away by Mew and Cold Ramen again. They're playing keep away from Xenox. The core speed now going to be a bit of a concern. Cold Ramen, accidental own barrier. That's not good. That's the barrier going down, and that's Chikara Kittens 1 goal away still.
Wow, own barrier. All that almost the worst timing for it, but goals open, both goals open, and that. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't talk. It's so fast. It's so fast. Overtime is so ridiculous. They are both fighting desperately to keep that open. Ooh, barely gets the angle, and is through. Oh, I'm back.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah.
He's magically reconnected.
Yeah, my match somehow reconnected, though it's playing the round 1 theme for whatever reason.
Well, all is well
Didn't
that
know that
ends
happened.
well. As
Yeah, sure.
Moondrops and Xenox battling it up in the top corner. Xenox looking a little massive, though. Trying to get that bell ringer in. Well timed. Tough out Mew. They're trying to close this out to Chikara Kittens. Trying to make it happen. But that's a lot of damage onto Xenox. Could be taken out.
Yeah, you can see Fox and Sox trying to play up, and and then Mooley kind of paid for it. They were also trying to play hard and just kind of got pushed up. Nice flip to get it out of there. Cold Ramen manages to get it pretty much right back, though. Honestly, kind of a sharp power play in my opinion, because Mura's right back in it. So, hey, second barrier taken out. This might be it. Fox and Sox playing up again, very close to the wall. Snare drums holds things for a second. Very close. Xenox pushing, being a constant threat in the backfield. Good shot by Ramen. Bad defense, doesn't let the barrier stay up. This is very dangerous. Flip gets it through. Oh, 3 of them. Good God.
With the Cold Ramen Slimes, the Gap guys somehow managed to turn around a desperate situation, and now they have a set win on the board. They have 1-2 punch coming up from the Juno. That's a lot of core speed. And suddenly, Chikara Kittens, they were 1 goal away from a very good chance at making it out of groups. Now the Gap guys might just go for the perfect run.
Kittens cannot let this shake them. Kittens cannot let this shake them. I'll say it a third time. Kittens cannot let this shake them. They've got perfect form. They've got stagger swagger. They've got chrono boost. All 3 of them good. You can see, unfortunately, the Atlas has unstoppable. Asher's got, Moondrops has got stacks on stacks. And again, like you said, that 1-2 punch, that's going to be painful. They cannot let that shake them, though. They need to keep going. They need to show that they aren't afraid, that they can still win this. Like drafts are not 1 barrier apiece. Good. Now they need to get that second one. Xenox pushing in, but Mura trying to push. Those slimes are out there and they are causing issues. Mura is low, Xenox is low, but they get the second barrier. Now they need to finish it off. But the question is, can they? Do not let themselves worry about not clutching. Do not let themselves worry about choking. Just play the game. Let's go.
Yeah, but the issue is Mura is very low. 1 hit could do it here. Man, just stay alive, though. And with Mura staying alive, that's critical here. Good evade at the perfect time to get out of there. But Mura is still so incredibly low. Now Xenox as well. If Cold Ramen and Moondrops can get the KO or even just the threat of it, will force them back. A good strike shot from Mew to make the save. A flip available for Cold Ramen all the way up to the top side. Fox and Sox, but it goes right back to Moondrops. Good strike shot from Fox and Sox to make the save, but the core speed's becoming quite insane. Cold Ramen at Mach speed now. Bottom side, good save by Fox and Sox again as Moondrops pushes forward. Can't quite catch the core, but once again it goes to Cold Ramen. Almost KO'd by Xenox, but not quite enough. Moondrops now pushing forward on the corner. Goes to Xenox again, and Cold Ramen just firing incredibly fast shots, but it goes to Xenox, and it's not quite caught.
Oh god, and Moolah just gets taken out, and that's brutal. They were doing great saves, great redirects, and now Xenox and Fox and Sox need to survive. As Xenox, good redirect, good pressure. Moolah is back. Do not let that. Okay, good. Murai, nice warp, gets it ahead of the, managing to keeping it up. They need to find an angle. They need to find a push somehow. Flip to save it. Oh, beautiful by Fox and Sox. Strike manages to save it. Slime goes back. Bad angle. Manages to save it. Mulan snipes it through. Mew can't get it. That's another one. 2 more to go.
Well played from Mura to close out that very scary point. That could have gone either way, but both goalies were putting on an absolute clinic. And now Moondrops in this constricted map. If Xenox can get some damage down, if Xenox gets some pressure down, that could be huge because this X is taking up the entire lane.
Oh, beautiful flip. Gets the second barrier out. Moolah trying to pressure it on, trying to snipe it through. Doesn't quite get it. Flip to kill. Nice one. Fox and Stocks trying to clear it. Moolah takes it to Xenox. Bell ringer gets a little bit on him, not too much. And, ooh, kind of like a bad snare trap, causes it to reverberate around, gets that second barrier. Not quite a known barrier, but didn't exactly contribute to it. Fox and Sox trying to do their best to push it out. Moondrops constantly a threat as always. And this is just a hellacious back and forth. Xenox threatening, Murai real big. Flip to save it. Oh, but intercepted by the slime. Fox and Sox can't get that one. Oh, okay. Side, and we do not. Oh, I'm losing my breath. I'm losing my breath.
Yeah, it's a very close game here. Both teams have crazy offense, but also the defense as well. And just when you think that it's going to go on longer, the goal is finally found. Just like in this bounce house, the core is just bouncing around the slimes. This time, Fox and Sox in control with the strike shot. As Moondrops tries to catch a bounce here, but everyone misses the strike twice. And now it's an awkward spot, but Mew has flip available, could be going for a long-range flip shot. Moondrops trying to win a strike war, but such a claustrophobic situation as the Insert Drums stop the offense for a moment. And once again, Shikara Kittens make it out.
Yeah, that's the question. I have been noticing, unfortunately, Murai's been missing a lot more of their snipes. They've been missing a couple of strikes, and that's concerning a little bit to me. That says that maybe they've been rattled a little bit, or maybe the speed is just getting to them. One or the other. Flip, get it out of there. Xenox pushes it forward. Good Crystal Thorns kind of push it, gets a barrier off of that. So now they need to press, make sure they can get it up there. Rose Warp to come up front. Moolah's looking very low. Xenox trying to lurk in the backfield. He's hoping for something. Flip to take it all the way to him. Doesn't quite get anything receiving off of it. Weird bounces. This bounce house is insane, but it's just insane enough to get that second barrier lost. Oh, Flip just barely misses.
Oh,
but they do manage to counter that one from Mew. They are still fighting for it, but it's a rough goal. Weird bounce, flip, and through 2 of them. Set point gapped.
Yeah, Moondrops gets it done. Has the flip at the perfect time, and Xenox, a few missed angles, a few shaky shots. Could have taken that barrier there, but just dribbled it off to close goal gate instead. Needs to be more precise if they're going to be the ones to qualify for the bracket stage of this finale, because it is getting close, and Fox and Sox not quite there in time. That's the barrier down, and we could be heading to a 5th set here if Shikara Kittens cannot clutch up, because right now it's the Moondrop show. Gets in there, strike horse Fox and Sox, even though it wasn't even necessary.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. This is what my fear was. You notice Fox and Sox are starting to miss shots. Mura starting to miss shots. Either it's the length of the game or maybe their mental's just been shaken a little bit. Might have been guard broken a little bit. They cannot let that happen. Take this draft. Use that to reset. Calm down. Take a breath if you got to while you're going over these drafts. They cannot let that shake them. Gap guys have just been playing their chill game the whole time, and it's starting to pay off. We got Deadeye on Juno, and that's going to be horrible. Rapid Fire is good though. Mako got another Spark. Spark Resilience, going to definitely need that one. And Rampage on X, if they can get some KOs, that'll be good. Xenox has been hit around more than they've been doing a bit of killing, but hopefully that'll entice them to go in again, because I noticed Xenox was doing a lot of kind of waiting in the backfield, and when they were making their goals, he wasn't just waiting in the backfield. He was actively mixing it up and pushing with the rest of the with like Moondrops, with like Cold Ramen, and needs to go back to that. Needs to go back to that Devil May Care style of gameplay, in my opinion. Oh, but that's not good. Mura taken out again. That's got to be like the third time.
And Mura just plays this variant way too aggressively, I feel like. Got the top barrier, right? But that was at the cost of the entire health bar. Again, dipping in to those poison zones, the Obscura zones, quite a bit. The goo dealing so much damage to Mura, and Xenox as well being chipped away. So much damage coming out from the Gap guys. Jakar Kittens played the draft quite well. They denied the final spark from Moondrops, preventing that 3 spark on Asher. But Mura is in there, doesn't even care, finds the strikes, finds the barriers, and if Xenox can survive, this is huge. And the core speed, the sheer core speed, the team player from Fox and Sox to the top corner will find the bounce and will find the goal. Chikara Kittens are in the lead now.
Yep, there we go. That's what they need, just kind of like a long-range shot. And I can get what you're saying when you're talking about like being careful about it, especially because like the damage output is so much higher now. So yeah, that does warrant a bit of caution. But at the same time, well, they can't do that. There are some situations where it's just like you don't want to be in, and one of those is being next to the edge with an Asher next to you. And that was just flip, counter flip. Oh god, they survived that. I'll admit, I did not think they were going to. And yeah, they need to kind of just do what they can to kind of just constantly make sure that Gap guys are playing on the left side of the field, on their side of the field, not the Shikara side of the field. Again, sounds simple, but very hard, especially when you got Moondrops charging in like that.
Yeah, Moondrops is getting in there. Cold Ramen is fully scaled now. The 1-2 punch of Deadeye, the core speed is ridiculous, and you will also be taking so much damage in the meantime. But Mura has the core speed, has the hot shot, has the rapid fire, has the capability to be the scorer, to be the solo presence in this game, and we're kind of seeing that right now.
Yeah, they have the tools. They just need to make it happen. Flipped a little bit late to keep that barrier safe. They're not quite out of it yet, but they cannot let Moondrops bully them like that. They cannot let Moondrops intimidate them like that. You saw Moondrops just walked up, and Fox and Stocks and I want to say Xenos for a little bit, they just kind of like backed off. And good, right there. They can't let that happen. They push forward and they got the goal. Flip to kind of push it forward. Counter flip to get it back. Good. Good. They've got to press. They can't let this core constantly stay on their side of the field, because Moondrops is gonna be there and Moondrops is gonna bully it through. They cannot let that happen. Nice snipe to keep it safe. Oh, and then just I think that was another charge or something like from Moondrops, and Xenox is dead. Flip, snipe, weird shot, back pass. Maybe was expecting something. I'm not sure what.
It's all up to Mura. Needs to find the snipe. Gets taken out by Moondrops. It's a bit of a doomsday situation. It's all on Xenox now. Passing play down to Cold Ramen, who finds the KO. The Deadeye 1-2 punch is enough, and Moondrops will get it through the Gap guys. Now 1 goal away. Chikara Kittens back against the wall. This is the last chance.
This is... It was feast and now it's famine. And I think what happened is... Yeah, they either got a little bit too complacent or they got a little bit too nervous on when they were out right on winning point, and now it's just it's not looking great. They got a barrier down, so that's good. That's a good start, but they need to be careful. And I have noticed one of the things that they've been doing is that they haven't been able to find any kills, but Moondrops have been finding kills all day, just been trapping them against the edge, and just not able to like let that go. The aggression was good at first, and now it's not. It's not okay. Flip to get it out, but a wasted flip kind of there as well. It's looking it's so dangerous for him at the moment.
Yeah,
and
because
it's
of
very
Gold Ramen's core speed, it's even more dangerous. Good reactions by the Gap guys to make sure that barrier isn't taken. An own goal from Xenox
Oh my god!
out of all the ways it could end.
That's oh god! Oh no!
And that's not even the only own goal to end the game that we've seen today.
Yeah, earlier. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm hurt. I'm sorry. I hurt for you. Oh, that stings.
Well played to Chikara Kittens, though. They almost had them. But they will fall to 2 and 3, and they will be knocked out. The teams that will be advancing from Pool 2 are the Gap guys, Chikara Cheating, and Chikara Girls. In that order, I believe. And
look at the stats.
Yeah.
Look at the stats.
Bit of a crazy Mura performance.
Like, Mura was insane. Xenox, just all the damage he managed, and Fox's Socks with the save, but Mew also with the saves, and Cole Robin just with the slimes and the moon drops and the. This one hurts. This one hurts.
Yeah, well played by Chikara Kittens, a valiant effort, but Gap guys will maintain their 5-0 record, along with Chikara Phoenix and the other group also maintaining their 5-0 record. They'll be facing in winner's side, the teams facing in loser's side, not determined quite yet over on Pool 1, but we'll be right back after this break, and we will be having one best of 3, I believe, of the bracket right after this.
Yep, see you soon.
Hello everyone, we're back with one last game. Well, multiple last games, all in the same series. It's the best of 3, losers quarter, Shikara cheating versus Seraphim Crimson, and loser goes home. It's the start of the bracket phase of the finale for the Season 8 finale. I said finale twice, and now I said it 3 times. Hi P-Flare.
Hello, Saya. And for all intents and purposes, yeah, this is the first one where they're gonna have to like knuckle down and be ready for like the long haul, because just one win ain't gonna do it. So what we have here is we were talking about it a little bit earlier. It seems like it's going to be Upton City, which is not common.
Not very common at all, actually. It was basically completely off the table because Odyssey Interactive rotated orbs in. So that means Aten City, not a very competitive map. And so it was banished from the pool almost completely. I think it appeared once during the OSAS weeklies in Swiss stage or whatever. But other than that, it was completely gone. And now we are here in this matchup versus Shikara Seraphim Crimson. No more orbs. Aten City picked first. It was picked actually by Chikara cheating, which is interesting.
Yeah, so like I said, got cheating one side, Crimson the other. Cheating basically at both sides sitting at 3-2. So what we got here is honestly kind of no frills when it comes to Aten City. So IDC looking to rock the Finny, Brando on the Zentaro, Striker, that guy, which proved pretty hellacious earlier today.
Yeah, it was very good, and both these goalies actually are big enjoyers of the ranged goalie, IDC on the Finny, and Hugo, perhaps on the Estelle, perhaps on the Luna, but a lot of options available, but I think all of them are ranged, so it does fit though. Aten City, it's a map where the barrier is large. Melee goalies have a bit of trouble covering all of it, and your barrier will be taken pretty quickly. But they're going to save the goalie pick for last on the side of Seraphim Crimson. They're going to pick the Zentaro Jakar, and Brando considering the Asher, considering the Rasmus. Open map, Rasmus is better in theory, but Brando more comfortable on the Asher, and comfort is king.
Yeah, I like you said, I would have kind of expected the Rasmus, but we got my girl Luna. All is good in the world. Let's go. I am biased. I'm not gonna hide it. Let's do it. I haven't seen a Luna in a dog's age.
Yeah, Hugo's Luna usually banned by opposing teams, but this time it is let through, and maybe Hugo will be feasting here, as Unstoppable, only picked up by one member, means this Luna's gonna have a lot of fun actually.
Oh yes, very much. And of course, you know, she got that eject ready to go. Just give everybody a case of suddenly Luna. But we need to see how things start off first, because you know them drafts can make or break, especially like a Luna build early on. And even let's not talk about Luna right now. Let's talk about Malachi, who's getting bounced around like a ping pong ball, and Brando just manages to punch it in. I'm not sure what happened there with the Lunas. I think that was an accidental dodge. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, baited in panic, but Brando was a bit far, and we're gonna see a lot of that, I think, because Luna, bit of a hard time dealing with the Asher character in terms of anti-stuff, and that was just an unfortunate misposition by Hugo, and also Brando just strike warring the entire team of Seraphim Crimson. Jakar cheating, looking kind of good.
Yeah, this one might be a bit of a slog. They need to figure out a game plan early. Like you said earlier, these barriers are going down. That's not even like a matter of issue. They're just going to fall. And flip, wow, barely managed to save that triple take, man, just to keep it on their side for a moment. Doesn't quite save it for long though. Barrier goes down. Now kind of in a decent position, but Brando kind of warring and winning, like you said.
That was really bad from Hugo, actually, but Brando doesn't punish. Hit it right to Brando, but doesn't matter. Unpunished, Malachi finds the shot after Tafonk finds the pass. Seraphim Crimson make it out of that point alive, but they need to clean up their gameplay if they're going to make it out of this set alive, because Shikara Cheating's still up 2 points.
Yeah, very much so. Been a bit of a slow start for Crimson, and that's that suddenly Luna that comes in, allows a little bit more pressure, allows Malachi to take that barrier. Tafonk trying to do their best to get it back to Malachi for the point. So for the actual goal attempt, gets it close in. The angle just ruins that though. This is going to be one of those weird. This is going to be one of those weird games. Just looking at everything that's happening, I just get that strong feeling. It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, and Aten does create some weird games after all, with the barrier so prone to going down. Malachi almost with a shot to the top corner, but it is not enough, as now Hugo needs to find a good dash, sends it forward. Malachi in position, an early strike by IDC, doesn't get it back in time, and Seraphim Crimson tie it up.
Okay, that was a little bit more clean. That's more like what we were looking for from Crimson, if anything. Like, Cheating started out, they kind of have the game plan, they know the assignment, they know what they're doing. Crimson needed a little bit of time to figure it out, and I think they're kind of figuring it out as they go, though. There's definitely a notice of, like, yeah, they're playing more cleanly. They've kind of clued into something there.
Yeah, especially this double offensive push. Hugo's a step behind though, and that's the barrier going down. That's Brando and striker Kurayami pushing as a unit, and they will close out the set. Seraphim Crimson really close, almost brought it back, but not quite enough. And now Brando gets the pick here, and that's a deadeye for the Luna. It's pretty much guaranteed. There's no way Brando's denying that. It's not worth it.
Yeah, no. Just gotta let that one
but
pass.
Hugo loves missile prop. Oh, but still goes to deadeye.
Yep, take the deadeye. And missile prop goes to Finney, which isn't the worst on her. I would imagine that's almost more of a deny from the Drakkar, really. But
it is
hey,
still great on her, I will say.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, looking at it, everybody kind of got what they wanted. No real big losers in that one. Obviously, I'm super biased, so I want to say, Crimson got the better of it because Luna got her Deadeye. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think Crimson got the slight better of it here. Although Striker Kuriyami getting the Chrono Boost is pretty concerning. That's an awakening that is very scary on the Kai. Look at that, almost solo getting the barrier just like that, and still has speed to spare. Drops back for the defense. But I'm also looking at that single spark on Malachi. The spark of agility. Very, very good potential for scaling here.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, and you can already kind of see in a lot of matches there's usually like your problem players, and for Crimson, their problem player I think is very much Brando. Nice flip to avoid it, and just Brando just spikes it with a little bit extra energy. Hugo cannot get to it. And yep, right there, that I think is going to be the problem player for Crimson, Brando. As for on the other side for Cheating, I would say like their problem player would be Malachi. So far, been dealing some damage, been making a lot of pressure movements, been the one to kind of concern themselves, and Flip out gets the barrier. So got open barriers. We got Brando lurking. Cannot let that core stay near them. Like, just that needs to be the game plan, and especially hard when Kuriyami's there too. No slouch. Do not sleep on him.
Yeah, and that's the type of gameplay that Cheating is bringing to the table. And I really like how they're not afraid to just use the flips. That they will just get the goals when presented to them. And right here, forcing out a flip from Hugo. That was almost a barrier take. Great dribbles by IDC to get it out of the corner. And Tafonk misses the strike. Strikes a little early. Now Brando's in position. The goal is open. And Brando pushing forward. Malachi and Tafonk forced on the defense. And IDC has plenty of speed to get back there in time. Kuriyami helping out, but maybe hurting a little bit. But they still managed to make the saves. But there's Hugo on the Luna taking the barrier.
Yep, that I think. Oh, and the flip does not get it. Goes in. IDC barely misses it, but misses it they do. And kind of like last game, I think this is kind of going to need to be Crimson's game plan, because right now cheating, I think, is playing just better as a unit. They're passing, they're getting, like I said earlier, they know what the assignment, they know what they want to do. They want to get it to Brando. Brando's just constantly lurking. It has a flip ready to go, and once it's near there, and Brando kind of burned that one, kind of like a very eager flip, but even then, they can usually just kind of like bully it through, so they have to be on their toes, otherwise something like that will happen. And it's just, it's something that they have to kind of, Crimson has to kind of like calm down and at the same time turn it up. They have to try and get more on the same page. That's what I'm reading it here. Cheating's just playing like a better unit, and these sparks are not going to help it. You've got like prime time getting ready. You've got stacks on stacks, add rush. This is gonna be like, this is very worrisome already.
Yes. And the spark immediately denied away. Actually, Chikara cheating, very aware of the draft. Striker Kuriyami not letting Master X Malachi scale at all. 1-2 punch still fine, but my eyes are firmly on that stacks on that Fini from IDC. IDC is going to be all over the map. Going to have ridiculous amounts of speed.
Yeah, IDC is going to be zooming on, like, I think. Oh, they get the barrier. That's good. But as I was saying, what I really do think is that Crimson is just gonna have to kind of go for crazy shots and risky business. That's a good start right there.
It really is. They get it done. They get the first goal. Exactly what they need when they're down 2 sets in a game like this. They do not want to go down in the series immediately. But Striker Kuriyami might make it so. So much speed available. Malachi to the top side. The Giga Blast, the dash punch attempt from Brando. Not successful, and Yugo's in there. The Luna offense coming through. Malachi dribble off the back and finds the goal. This is what Seraphim Crimson need.
Yeah, I was saying, like, kind of like prior, where Kittens were just kind of like going all in, forget it, damage it, like health is just a resource. I think Crimson has to kind of like go by the same playbook for this if they're going to get any goals, if they're gonna basically like outplay this very capable, this very ready team. Boom, flip, corner, good shot. Just gotta go for it. Like you notice now, like Yugo's kind of diving in more now. They got to, especially like with that prime time kind of like backing them. They're pushing a lot more, and it paid off for them in spades. And they kind of just need to kind of keep this not reckless, but willing to take risk. Strategy. And hey, they got rewarded with fight or flight. I mean, Vinny got
egoist.
Yeah.
Wait, IDC should not have let that egoist through. This is massive for Seraphim Crimson. There are 2 huge scoring threats now on the other side, and they do not have the awakenings to back it up. Of course, additional blazing pace duration on Striker Kuriyami is always scary, but with egoist and fighter flight onto Fonk and Malachi, this is scary. And with Yugo playing more aggressively, this could be the game.
We'll definitely have to see. I mean, Yugo didn't really get anything out of that. I mean, they got big fish. I mean, sure, size, a little bit of size, never hurt anybody, especially once somebody as small as Luna. But yeah, it's definitely going to be. Oh wow, nice. I believe that was a stagger that got IDC. Couldn't get it.
No. It was Tefong just invisibly strike warring IDC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a little crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I personally would not have said like Crimson got the best of that, but they seem to definitely be making the most of it. So hey, maybe I still got some things to learn. And yeah, they got the barrier, and yeah, they are playing a little bit more better. Molten Bolt goes out. Brando still the problem. Flips to get that core the heck out of there, but that only works once. Brando's still in the back. Brando's still in the cut waiting. And Brando's still a problem, and that is, I believe, they're one-off game. I'm set.
Not quite. They still have 2 goals to go here, but it could be pretty quick if they keep on going. Malachi to the top side, finding dribbling plays, trying to force it through as Brando finds a strike, but right to Yugo it goes. A shot placement, not quite as good, but has been good in the past. And With Malachi and Tefong picking up the 2 best awakenings, possibly. Probably not 2 best. Probably number 1 and like number 3 or so. It's scary. They have all the power they need. They have the ego of speed. To the top side it goes, and Malachi has the fight or flight speed to back it up. So much presence in this midfield to the top side, and Yugo now pushing forward, but a little bit early on the contact with the core, and a great save by IDC will fish it out of the corner. Good elusive to not get taken out the back, and Brando will find the barrier. Suddenly, Chikara cheating might be turning this one around if IDC can find a good shot. Oh.
Yes, very scary right there. Yugo manages to boost, get it through. Oh, Kuriyami tried to go for a quick shot. Malachi bounced it back. Nice! Nice on the rebound. Beautiful beautiful redirect, beautiful goal. Yeah, Brando just being a very, very scary threat. Like, it took me a little bit to realize it because I was so scared of Brando. I was watching them, and like their game plan hasn't changed. But the thing is now, I think Crimson is finding ways around it now. Like, Cheating's game plan has not shifted, but Crimson's has, and that's important. Because if they're not counterplaying, then yeah, now it's starting to turn a little bit more in Crimson's favor. Because you got like Tefong placing good shots, especially Melting Bolt, passing good, Malachi making good redirects, Yugo not just doing better at saving, but also an occasional threat on offense that they have to worry about now. Yeah, the barrier got taken, but it's not as easy for him as it was like first sets anymore.
Definitely is not. And now IDC pushing up, trying to send it forward. Malachi body blocking Brando, preventing the Azure from finding the scoring attempt, and a good rocket by Yugo, stealing the core away as Tefong finds a dribble up with Malachi. Back pass, trying to find positioning, but Kuriyami is so fast. And a flip from IDC to Brando, in for the goal, and Chikara cheating, despite the adaptations from Crimson, are still just 1 goal away.
Yeah, that was just, you almost see that one in soccer, just like a bullet pass to your front person, and at that point, it's a 50-50 guess. There's not really a whole lot you can do about that unless you got flip.
Yep, and now Kuriyami bottom side, a little too close to the wall, a little too easy to save that one away as IDC gets it out of there. Once again, keeping it away from Malachi, but Yugo is there as well, but just expends too many hits on the core too early. It makes it easy for IDC to get it away. The offensive Luna presence is here, but not as here as we would want, and that missed flip is going to hurt them, as now that resource is gone, and now a flip available for Brando. And the IDC makes a very clean save to send it away, but Brando almost taken out, in danger of being KO'd here. Needs to use this flip to great effect. Finds the barrier with it, and now Chikara cheating are just 1 shot away from closing out this first game.
Yeah, it's just, the adaptation came, but it might have come a little bit too late, and Cheating is just adapting as well. Like, you can't say that one side can do it and the other side can do it. Nice flip to stop the redirect. Oh, bad angle by Brando. Manages to get it past. IDC, beautiful. IDC has been making some really clutch saves, and like, take nothing away from like Cheating's own efforts. IDC has been making some insane saves. They tried a little bit of a page out of Cheating's playbook this there, tried to like a real fast redirect. Oh, good. Hey, Dash gets it. IDC tried to basically fake a clear, go back down again. Malachi said, it doesn't really matter whether you're going up or down. I'm dashing in and redirecting it. And they get a very, very needed game. So now they have a few sparks to go. They have like a couple sparks on. They got extra special monuments. A lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, and Catalyst. That's Catalyst Egoist on that Drakkar. So much energy generation here as the later parts of this draft come in. Spark of Resilience for some more sparks, and now it is a really tough game for Seraphim Crimson. For Chikara cheating.
Yeah, very interesting layout here for these. Wait, what happened?
Okay,
somebody.
So during that last point, Striker Kuriyami disconnected, but the policy is that you can play the point out. So you kind of have to play the point out in a situation like that. But now you gotta wait.
Okay.
And also, despite being AFK, still picked up the rapid fire. You can't see it on the tab menu, but that guy is rapid fire. So Not a bad pickup at all. I'd even
Yeah.
say might be the best awakening that they could have gotten in that draft. So kind of good.
For striker, for a Kai, rapid fire in that draft, solid one, solid. So let's just take a look at all this. Let's just kind of like break it down for a little bit now that we got a little bit of time. So on the side of Crimson, they've got like 2 sparks to go. They've got Spark of Agility. They've got Spark of, I believe that was Resilience. So not that plus Fight or Flight. You already got Explosive Entrance. It's gonna be zooming and a lot more stable, really, which Malachi really needed, in my opinion, because they were getting knocked around a little bit. They were, you know, again, health is a resource, and they were using that resource a whole lot, but not having to worry about that resource quite as much is definitely going to help, I would say. And like you said, Funk, Catalyst, Egoist, Molten shots for days. Shots for days. And Yugo, not really the best awakenings they could have gotten, but frankly, Deadeye, very good. Prime time, fact that, you know, they can just fire off 2 at once, very good. A little bit of extra size, a little bit of extra stagger, a little bit extra survivability, never hurt nobody. So, what would you say about like IDC and like randos? What would you say about like cheatings?
I think Manu is a fine pickup. It's not the greatest, but it does help out a lot with forcing shots through with the Pat Splitter. IDC, on the other hand, extra special, great. We've been seeing IDC use that big finish for utility quite a bit, especially to make the saves and also make some cross-map shots, and having that on a lower cooldown and available at the start of each round is so crucial for the game plan. But my eyes are always drawn to the Catalyst Egoist. Like, that is just a ridiculous combination. Taponk's going to be flipping the core in basically every point, I feel like. So, Chikara cheating, in a lot of trouble.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you, but I was also like looking at that extra special because, like you just said it. He's going to be flipping, he's going to be firing that off. And with that extra special, that is almost kind of like it's not quite a flip, but it's kind of like, it can be a surprisingly good, it can be a good panic button. So like you said, was using it very good utility, so that's just going to happen more often. So those flips may not quite be as dangerous as they would be otherwise, because IDC probably has that like on lock. Just whoop, nope, that flip shot is not going in because big finish. Just no.
Yeah, we're still waiting. Both teams just patiently waiting to see if the Kai can return. Kind of unfortunate for Chikara cheating. I feel like they could have won 2v3.
Yeah.
They had a lot of misplaced shots, but they had the core speed to where if they just thought through the shot placement a little more, this game could have been over, even with the 2v3.
Yeah, it's something to... It speaks to their cohesion, that they were able to perform so well. And it was like we were saying early, they just really... They knew the game plan going in. They was like, okay, this is what we got to do. And they were executing it very well. Almost to the point, like you said, where they could go 2-on-3, and just because the game plan was so solid and they were so solid as players, they could still execute the core game plan. And we got Striker back. Here we go. Under the wire, so we're going to be able to do this one, but it seems like it's basically going to be sudden death of a sort, because we got overtime going. So that core is going to start off like a rocket.
Yep, Malachi missing the primary, but this core is about to go very, very fast. We're hearing the red core already. IDC's team player is going to go a little crazy.
Ooh, I can't tell you what's happening. The core is like pinballing everywhere already. Oh, Tifunk almost manages to shotgun it in. Beautiful save, though. Malachi trying to get something started, but Brando says no. Brando pushes. Yugo really tried to force it, but Brando shows how it's done, and just, yeah, Brando still always the problem. Ever the issue.
And Yugo just immediately ejecting back has been very bad for Seraphim Crimson, because Yugo just presses the eject back on reflex, it feels like. But if they had stayed there for like a little bit longer, and you have a surprisingly long time on eject, they could have made a big play, but instead it is Chikara cheating who are up at the moment. A good back pass from Malachi to keep possession, but Striker Kuriyami is in the mix of things. And once again, Tefong down to Malachi, but a great big finish will stop it in its tracks, kind of like a panic button like you said. Good save from Yugo, but Kuriyami has flipped now.
Yep, and there it goes, and Brando nearly gets that same shot as what happened earlier, but manages to save that one. Yeah, Tefong and Master Malachi are trying to do their best to keep it up, to keep it out of Brando's hands. And yeah, no, Yugo is kind of relying a little bit too much on just that kind of boost eject button little gimmick play. And don't get me wrong, boosting into enemy territory can be very useful, but like you said, needs to kind of commit to it a little bit harder and present like a brief three-man front. Holy cannoli! Just cratered Striker, and they got to make the absolute most of this one. Malachi goes into Funk pushing. They got a flip ready and waiting, and they need to make use of it. Oh, but no, they miss it. They miss the flip. So now they've got to push this in. They've got to push this in fast. They've got to try and make some sort of concerted effort, and do not let Brando get any kind of like offense going. I don't know what happened with that flip, but nobody was there to catch it.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Chikara cheating and Seraphim Crimson. Chikara cheating will immediately flip for the goal if the net is open. Seraphim Crimson, on the other hand, they didn't flip. They tried to get the goal without the flip, and then they ended up wasting it. So that's why Chikara cheating is looking so good right now. They are very decisive in how they play, and it's really showing up in the gameplay. IDC somehow manages to sneak the core out of the corner, and now Yugo has no dash. That's a sitting duck in the net, and that's Chikara cheating taking the first game despite the DC.
I don't know how IDC managed that. I mean, nothing to do but call that a magic trick for real. That almost, I feel, should have went in, but it didn't. IDC saved it, and they just put the bow on this one. I mean, the whole game, it really was. Okay, so here's the problem I feel. Cheating, and I've been saying this whole game. Cheating played like a team. Crimson played like three people on the same team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I have to agree. They had some good back passes, but despite that, it did not feel as cohesive. It kind of felt like the offense was a little scattered. And yeah, Brando, Striker, Kuriyami, IDC in particular, played that Auten City game expertly on the Finny.
Oh, yes, absolutely. IDC was where IDC was where they needed to be. They placed their big finishes where they needed to be, and just played a masterclass of a defensive game, to be frank. Striker Kuriyami was honestly very, very good in my opinion. Very, very good ally, very assistant. Brando, nothing more needs to be said, really. Brando did Brando things. Brando did actually things. So yeah, Crimson needs to tighten it up. They need to call it quick. And then, like, between this break, they need to go back to the drawing board. They need to be like, okay, we were not playing as a unit. We were all trying to make plays. We did not make plays as a team. We need to fix that. Yugo needs to be willing to spend a little bit more time up as a threat, especially because they had that prime time. They could have rocketed more than once and gotten, like, at the very least, a stagger to force a little bit of pressure. But they did not. Just like you said, immediate eject back. They were relying too much on, like, just sudden in and out gimmicks, and that cannot be the game plan. That cannot be the game plan. Not with Malachi constantly trying to force a play where there is nobody. Not with Tefong trying their best to kind of like push up and keep possession, but no one to toss it to. They need to come together. They need to be a little bit more cohesive.
Yeah, and OSAS is a place where a lot of kind of one-trick players thrive. Maybe not one-tricks, but people who like really favor one character. But when it comes to the finale, when it comes to deeper, eventually those kinds of playstyles get punished. Because if you look at Chikara cheating, right? They're playing composition that would not be out of place in Nassel. Like, the Nassel team could have totally just picked this. It wouldn't be like the most optimal thing in the world, but yeah. Seraphim Crimson, on the other hand, the Nassel team is not picking Luna and Drakkar on Auten City, right? So we kind of saw the weaknesses of that competition. Luna is great when you're trying to do offense on Autumn City, but she really can't do anything on defense. And
Yeah.
the Jakar on an open map, also the limitations are showing up. So
Yeah, just not enough. Like, ironically enough, especially for Luna, not enough range, not enough not enough distance in the game. Just like you said, Autumn Map's just too big for that. Autumn Map's too wide open. Like Luna goalie, I firmly believe can absolutely work on several maps. Like she's not like I don't believe she should be like a super dark horse pick, but not here. This ain't the place.
yeah, it was comfort, but we'll have to see if Seraphim Crimson can turn it around on a much more standard map, Atlas Lab. Maybe the most it's the most standard map in the game.
It's the most standard.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. If they are going to run the same comp, I mean, Crimson, I think, will probably end up running the same comp. I don't know about cheating. Like you said, cheating has like some. Cheating knows the assignment. They know the game. So we could see Striker go possibly Rasmus. We could see IDC break out something like. I mean, if we're going to Atlas, I do not think Rune would be the worst pick. Or we could just, yeah. Or they could just like run the Finny again.
They could. I got the bans. Jakar cheating banned Mako and Seraphim Crimson banned Rune. So that Finny is being allowed again in IDC with how they're playing it. No complaints at all.
Yeah, I mean, if IDC is going to keep at it, then they're going to keep at it, and it's going to be up to Crimson to try and figure out a way around this. I mean, what would the question is? What can Crimson do? That really is what it comes down to. What with this team, is there a way for Crimson to kind of have an answer? And that's what we need to figure out. Like, oh, and Brando's breaking out the X, and that is going to be scary, especially on, in my opinion, especially like on Atlas, because once that bubble pops, where she goes, nobody knows. And if Brando is there to pick up the pieces, this is going to be a whole lot of pain.
Yeah, especially because Brando could. Like, X is very, very effective against the ranged goalies. And Yugo almost exclusively plays ranged goalies. But Era X will be taken away. That's the power of the red side here. 2 picks in a row. And that will be Seraphim Crimson taking the Era X, which is very, very easy to pilot, very consistent, and this could solve their team play woes. But Brando on the Jewel, yet another character that is excellent against the ranged goalies. Well, the range goalies that Yugo tends to play in particular, so Brando's going to be doing a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely, and they show they can do it next time. And yep, that Luna comes out, so Yugo trying to rip Luna Nation, but gonna have to do a little bit of better job of that. Like I said, though, I do think on this map Luna is better, if only because you can't just like there's a few less angles of attack thanks to that big. There's that big old black hole in the center. Like when it's popped, then things get a little bit scarier. But with the placement of the barriers, look at that rocket shot to the second, and yeah, they can kind of pressure one barrier a little bit better than they could with Atom City. So, but they gotta watch out for that too. So it's gonna. I think they're gonna be. I'm just gonna stop talking now.
Yeah, I mean, forget about the Luna. The real damage dealers here. It's Fanny. Malachi has been obliterated off of the bottom wall, and yeah, this is a much better Luna map. It might even be Luna's best map. I'll be real. But it's gonna take a lot of outplays from Seraphim Crimson because Chikara cheating are at the top of their game right now.
Yeah, and there's that same problem again though. I was basically gonna agree with you anyway and say that. Yeah, like you said, it's gonna come down to really outplays. It's not like character. It's not necessarily like character strength. And I think this team could, in theory, get it done. Yes, actually, yes. But Crimson again, not quite been playing like a full team. Cheating, 100%. They are locked in, and Malachi had to flip to save it, and another flip basically just like denied easily by IDC triple take. Malachi is on the ropes already. It's not looking great.
But that's a lot of cooldowns wasted, and Malachi will be staying alive for the foreseeable future, which is very good for Seraphim Crimson as they pick up a Brando KO. And suddenly their fate has changed, but Tafonk, a weird back pass to the other side of the map, slows it down, and that's a respawn coming in. Seraphim Crimson might have just wasted their power play, but they do get a barrier.
Oh wow, flip! I thought they had the counter. I thought Striker had the counter, but they did not. Tafonk with the flip, with the score, ties it up. Okay, let's see what they can do with this. Let's see if they can put it all together. Let's see.
Yeah, and Malachi to the top side, looking to make it so that Seraphim Crimson can go further in this bracket. 2 barriers taken in an instant. Seraphim Crimson coming alive, perhaps. Brando, though, trying to find an outplay, but Hugo clears it away at the perfect time and finds the clear. Well played.
Very close. Oh, God, sorry. I thought she was done, man.
No, I am done. Keep going.
Okay, cool. It's been like a very back and because it's been a very back and forth. You'll have to excuse me. And yeah, like you said, Crimson coming a little bit alive here. It's been, but that does not help. I think that was just that. Yeah, that was just like a miss on their part. Brando just had the timing, and Hugo did not.
Hugo was so scared of Brando dash punching that they preemptively evaded, but Brando just shot it. So a little bit of too much respect coming out from Hugo there, I think. And that's a point for Chikara cheating where it felt like Seraphim Crimson had the control, and a great Goo Blast to save the barrier for a moment. Brando to the top side, looking to find his barrier, but a good strike will win by Tafonk will prevent that for a moment. Still a tough spot.
Yeah, still very tough. Malachi low, Funk low, and Striker threatening, but Hugo does manage to get it out with a nice rocket. With that speed up is absolutely going to help, especially in cases like that. Got it out of the triple take, Malachi trying to press, and it's just going to very much be a case of kind of like what happened earlier. You can't show them too much respect, otherwise. Here's the thing, mind games are just as much a part of any competitive game as having like sheer skill, having reflexes, having all that stuff. And if you can basically intimidate your opponents into not making a move, that is going to get you a whole lot of mileage than maybe just knowing stuff. But that also helps. Just attack, just the pop, bubble pop makes it out. Tornado coming out, and this could be just easy in. They were IDC, I think, kind of hesitated a little bit because saw the Typhoon coming in, and at that point it was like, well, what do? I don't have flip, Typhoon coming in, Strike coming in at the same angle, and that's what it was.
Oh, but a good dash punch by Brando creates an early power play, and that's an opportunity for Chikara cheating to send it forward. Brando now pushing forward. Sad Boy's angle, but we'll find the barrier right afterwards.
Yep. I love it and I hate it because I just want to like Sad Boys, but no. It's the goals open and still both barriers for cheating. Barely managed to save himself. Funk barely managed to save himself. Has to dash to do it, but not quite out of it yet. They're still fighting back. Typhoon coming in, and that kind of a little bit of misdirect. Big finish, nice prevention, and nice block on getting that barrier down. And Crimson trying to fight just to get one barrier. It's not a great point for them at the moment. But around the world we go. Okay, that's one. And we need to see what else they can do. Flip immediately countered. Nice! Second barrier down. So now a little bit scarier. Rockets come out, causes Brando to flinch a little bit. And big finish knocks it away right on time. Hugo again with the premature boost out of position. And that basically just lets them knock it in for freezies.
Yeah, well played by Brando positioning to make sure that he was completely uncontested on that play. The perfect dribble, and Tafonk couldn't really get there in time. And that means it's a first pick for IDC, who just waits. Nothing too crazy for the Fini here, so trying to pass down some good awakenings, ends up taking the perfect form, which is pretty great. And the team player taken as well. Kind of feels a little backwards. Kind of feels like the goalie should have gone team player. But, it's whatever.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, Hotshot got Hotshot Luna. We've got, Stagger Swagger on X, always good. Spark Focus onto Funk, so that helps a little bit, I think. Honestly, not as bad as it could have been, but 2 barriers, very quick to go out. Only 1 barrier on Crimson's side, and they do threaten to get it. They are threatening to get it. Nice crater maker, and that still holds them. Yeah, they're holding good, and barriers taken, and now they threaten offense. Nice dash. Gets between IDC and Kuriyami and is in perfect position to take the goal. Okay, that one worked out. That's good.
Yeah, but that was also a bit of intimidation for Malachi, because IDC had a very easy clear angle to the bottom corner, but the X dash made it look like there wasn't a clear angle. So IDC kind of hesitated and struck afterwards. So it ended up being that goal. Well played by Malachi. And with a flip here, goes for the dash, but a little bit too late on that. Easily gets stunned away. And now Brando has a flip available, forces out a flip from Yugo, but the barrier's still taken on the other side.
Yep, very good. Okay, Yugo. That's how you use those dashes. Blocked it, managed to get it on the bottom side, and just no one quite able to get to it. And that was a solid play, solid point. Okay, Crimson, we need to see if they can do well, because Jakar cheating still playing good. Still nothing really to say negative about them. They've just been having good clears. They've been having good aggression. It's just a little bit less clear out than expected. Double barrier off a very nice rocket. Crater Maker comes in for no real reason, and Yugo is out of place. And that is another point for cheating.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but speaking of Luna, you're not the only Luna enjoyer here.
No?
I have a pretty long history with Luna, actually. I was like, for a brief period of time in beta, I was the #1 Luna in the world. It was a very brief period of time. And throughout beta, I was like top 3 Lunas, but like, the funny thing is, I wouldn't take eject button, I would take the... Whatever, this is an old story, but the point is, there have only really been 3 good Luna mains, ever. And the reason is, what separates good Lunas from great Lunas isn't the offense. Every Luna can dash forward. It's the defense, when you have no resources. It's about how well you can mind game opponents by walking up, and how good your strike timings are. And that's what we're seeing here. The panic on the defense from Yugo. Brando is capitalizing. Brando is feasting on this defenseless goalie.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from, and I definitely agree. Like, Yugo's mental has, and I mean no offense to Yugo's mental has cracked on a couple of these points, where it's like, hey, where Brando's just been like, hey, I'm coming, and Yugo's like, ugh! And either freezes or like premature dashes. Like when they can get offense, like you said, when they can get offense, they're good. Like right there, 2 barriers, very quick. Malachi looming, tornado out. They push it through. Beam, bewitching beam, just Funk forces it through. And yeah, when they can get those points rolling, look at that, they got a set. But it's the defense where they're being a little shaky. But if they're going to go this route, then at this point, I feel like you might as well go all in on it. And we got like some good awakenings coming up. Eric is the egoist. Finny, yep, easy deny. Easy to deny that Deadeye, and especially because Finny can use it well herself. So Luna gets missile prop, 1-2 punt. Yeah, mostly, almost everything as expected, with the exception of maybe like that Deadeye missile prop.
Everyone just gets a great awakening.
Yeah. Luna, even still, like missile prop is not gonna hurt. Like extra rocket distance is not gonna hurt for it by any means.
But with the additional damage on it, it's like Deadeye Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, but a Sad Boys angle into a double barrier, the more devastating kind, and Brando had picked up that 1-2 punch, right? Maybe the real winners of this draft are actually Jakara cheating, because that's 1-2 punch Julie, and that's Chrono Boost Kai, and that's Deadeye Fini. They might have lost the set, but I think they actually won the draft.
No, I agree. That kind of like shut us up. Yes, very much so. Like I said, like Finny absolutely can use that Deadeye. Just those cards are not going to give you just paper cuts anymore. And plus, like I said, like with that, and plus everything else they got, that 1-2 punch, Brando is just scary now. Scary.
Yeah, every dash punch could mean a KO, could mean a goal. But Tafonk is pushing up and not quite enough. Brando dribbling. Doesn't have the dash punch, but just has the flame flurry, and it will be enough. The big finish almost contacts the barrier, but it swings back around by a hair's breadth. And Jakara cheating. I think they've scaled.
Yeah, I mean, look at them pancakes. Look at all them flapjacks Brando got. Look at all them flapjacks IDC got. They moving. They grooving. They feeling good. And look at that beautiful flip, just like holds it, makes them look at it, say, what did you try to do? But hey, they get a barrier off of it anyway. And right now, Crimson on the aggression gets a nice flip into a goal. But oh, never mind, Luna, very nice boost on that point. And one last flip, Malachi punches him out, and the goal and the core goes in. Okay, so that's good. Need more of that.
Yeah, those points are exactly how Seraphim Crimson wants to win. They need to pour on the damage, they need to find the power play, and they need to force it through with the X. And I mentioned the X against the glass cannon goalies earlier, right? In the context of Yugo. But Fini is also a goalie that X can do a lot against. Just to get in the face of the ranged goalie. And Striker Kuriyami's taking a lot of damage. Another Sad Boys angle by Brando. The barrier stays alive.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for them. And now, I believe that was a Bewitching Beam by T-Funk that managed to get that KO. Very needed, but they are holding fairly well, except for now. Like Malachi comes in, so does Striker comes back. They're all wow. that Giggle Blast went crazy.
The mid-air interception stopped Yugo in the tracks, and now Striker Kuriyami Bewitching beamed off the field. Defong quite good at securing KOs. That's kind of the Drakkar player in him, maybe. And Malachi is on a rampage now. A great save attempt by IDC, but not quite enough. And Seraphim Crimson, they looked out of it, but they're so back, and Malachi has a flip. So at this point, very promising.
Yep. Went from it's so over to we're so back in record time, but that's gotta hold. See how well that works. Wow, managed to save that even with the Crater Maker speed boost. And yeah, Malachi's definitely kind of like turned it up. Tefunk is managing to hit that Bewitching Beam a lot more, and I think something about that Bewitching Beam is that it slows your opponents down, and that's a bit understated. It's a bit of an understated effect, but it can be surprisingly helpful, especially in like these in critical situations where just a few seconds matters. Nice flip to try and get it out, but what did that happen? That was a flutter and then a Bewitching Beam, and then Malachi just punches her out. Okay, yep, that it's like you said, actually. That's their game plan. They've got to force the matter, and they're forcing the matter.
Yep. I had a brief period of 30% packet loss. I don't know what that was about. A good flip attempt from IDC. Brandon to the bottom corner. Defunk and Yugo. You need to find the clears. You need to hit away from the opponent. They hit the core right to Brando, who will always take those. Amazing shot placement by the Juliet, the Chikara cheating. And a big blunder by Seraphim Crimson. They had all the control, but now it's gone.
Yeah, that is one of those things where you go back, you review the tape, and then you kind of like slap your forehead.
Oh, and Malachi picks Build Different over Fight or Flight. They leave Fight or Flight down. That's Brando getting fight or flight. No, taking adrenaline rush instead. And fight or flight, not taken at all.
Nobody takes fight or flight.
Guys, that is the best awakening. It's the best awakening on the patch. It's the best awakening.
Dog, come on. Like, literally, anyone on either team could have used fight or flight to astonishing
okay. Only one person has an excuse, actually. It's Yugo.
Okay, who?
Because it's unstoppable against Juliet and on the goalie end. But everyone else gave up the best awakening on the patch.
You know what? OSAS. Let's just call it what it is. It's OSAS. Stuff to learn. They'll figure it out. I have faith. Trust the process.
Right. Well, Chikara cheating, looking to try and close this out. A good big finish by IDC, but it sends the core backwards. They missed the core. That's barriers open. That's Seraphim Crimson's time to shine.
Yeah, they need to use this. Wow! The black hole popped it towards Yugo. Yugo shot the missile, direct hit, and that was just too fast and too sudden for anyone to like either predict or get in the way of. It just gets in right in the corner.
Oh, and that's so much damage. Striker Kuriyami staggered in an instant. Brando trying to force it away, but Kura is about to get KO'd. IDC might get KO'd soon. Dances away from the Bewitching Beam to stay alive. Flip, dash, IDC in a lot of trouble. And Bellringer's off the map. Seraphim Crimson are playing this damage win condition.
Yeah, definitely Crimson, I think, have figured out, oh, we just need to beat them up. And they are trying to beat them up with rockets and fist and magic. And it is working a little bit, but situations like that, never good. Could not figure out a way to get it out of the corner without flipping, and flip immediately denied. Good rocket to try and keep it forward, and then you do the thing that has literally been killing you the whole match. Like, Yugo, love you, love the representation. It's great, it's fantastic, but they cannot. The boosts have been killing them all day, all game, all series really.
Yeah, Yugo's rockets have been great. The craters have been amazing on kickoff, but the boosts have left a lot to be asked for.
Yeah, like that one wasn't bad. That one was solid. Gets him a barrier. Crater Maker comes out. Energy tax. And really, that's kind of like, honestly, that's definitely more the use of Crater Maker than any kind of like potential damage. It's just to make him see it coming and be like, okay, I need to dodge this. And then, but yeah, if you want damage, look at that tornado. Just manages to kill Striker, and then that was a good boost. Gets it to Malachi. Malachi punches it in. That was nice. That was very nice.
Yeah. Chikara cheating now. Facing a potential 5th set, an amazing rocket by Yugo again. So much core speed with the hotshot missile prop. Finding these barriers again and again as Malachi is approaching. That guy is on a rampage, looking quite massive as IDC has the flip, but a tough spot. So much size on Malachi, so easy to react to the flip with. Brando's got to do a lot of work, wins the raw strike war, but gets flipped off the map. That's Striker Kuriyami going off.
Yeah, and Tornado to try and clear a path for the core, doesn't quite take it, and now Chikara cheating has to kind of like beat out this power play, but not quite. Has to flip to get the barrier, but that's some resources gone. And never mind, rocket to the face, I believe that was. And yeah, that was a checkmate. That was a checkmate situation. You had Crater Maker coming in, about to go off. Malachi had punched it in. There's actually nothing you can do in that situation.
Well, you go first pick now. And Chikara cheating. Definitely on the back foot. It could even be a prize fighter pickup to try and snowball it even further. But it's Twin Drive. It's Lunar. That guy wants more boosts. And prize fighter potentially falling to Malachi? No, denied away by IDC. Well done, but your team needs to pick up some stagger. That Spark of Resilience looking kind of juicy. And does somehow fall all the way to Striker Kuriyami. I feel like that should have been denied by Tefunk.
Yeah, that should have been like an easy deny, especially because like I'm not gonna say like Tefunk has been getting battered around a whole lot, but they have been putting themselves in some risky positions. Extra stagger absolutely would not have gone amiss there. So it's really some questionable drafts this game, but I mean it's not like they haven't made some things work for them. So shrug.jpg.
Yeah, it's It's okay if you throw the draft if you win in the end, but both teams have thrown the draft and one of them will lose. We'll see what happens. Malachi, it's all up to this massive X. So many rampage stacks, right? That guy's on a rampage yet again.
Yeah, he's doing good. Kind of a very iffy crater maker. Tried to boost it ahead. Not quite happening. Tornado coming. And yeah, cleared everybody out. Was able to make a path from Malachi. Or really, Tafonk was kind of there to shoot it back if anybody tried for the deflection. That was just a good goal.
Yeah, and Yugo with the twin drive is now activated, can boost without really getting punished as much at the very least. Malachi and Tafonk looking good on these power plays, looking much more, I guess, together as a team now that they're playing this X era. They feel a lot more synergistic as the barrier goes down, as Yugo goes in. Flip available from Tafonk, and Seraphim Crimson, one goal away from sending us the third game.
Yep, turned it up a little bit and very, very needed. And notice that time Yugo actually stayed in a little bit, just a little bit longer, but long enough. So we need to see if Chikara is ready to answer back. That first barrier gets taken very quickly. Malachi trying to punch everybody out, but he's the one getting punched out. But we need to see if that's going to be worth it. Steals some energy, so that's good. Very aggressive. IDC with some amazing saves. Flip, and just is very been pulling off some miracles, pulling off some magic, if you will. I don't like saying that because it's typical.
This Malachi guy is just being allowed to regen, finally taken out. That's a big power play. That's a stacks reset, actually. Chikara cheating might be back in this if they can find this goal. Trying to push forward for it, but a flip away from Tafonk. Brando now looking for a strike roll, but Yugo is the one who wins it. The hot shot core speed going to send the core forward, but it still saves away. A flip from Striker Koriyami, but it's still in Malachi's hands. But that guy's taking more damage here. But Malachi somehow gets the core yet again, and the goal is open. The shot to the top side, and Seraphim Crimson make it happen. They survive, and they send us to the third game.
They pushed through. All props to them. They made it work. There were some stumbles here and there, some weird decisions, a bit of misplay. But hey, if you score the points, if you win the game, then it's just talk. So hey, good on them. I will say this: Malachi, very, very brave, and I mean that like as a massive thumbs up to them. Like they were inches away from death several times, did die a couple times, but they were in there to push. They were in there to help push, and look how it bore out. 7 goals, 1 assist, 6 KOs. I mean, the tally tells it.
Yeah, very, very well played by Seraphim Crimson. I like this comp a lot more. They played the game plan, and they looked very solid. Right, well, we're heading on to Night Market. Any big thoughts on that map? Another one of the relatively more standard maps, but X Era a little bit even better on that map, so we might be seeing some contest from Chikara cheating.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. Like, don't get me wrong, you got your Brando, got to look out for the Asher. But I do think, actually, in general, because of the lane system, that Crimson's entire setup is just a lot more deadly. Like, now it's one of the, instead of like, okay, they've got to kind of, let's be real, it was kind of like a gimmick team. And then they got, like you said, they got that X, they got that era, and they turned it up and they won. So with Night Market, that plus, I mean, if Yugo still wants to go for that Luna, then Luna's absolutely like a third on this stage. Like you said, Atlas was probably her best map. I would say Night Market is almost her second best. I'm kind of like risking it here. But I think she can work some stuff on this one. Like, we know what like Brando's characters. We know what Striker can do. We know what Kai can do. We know what they can do. We know what Finny can do, and they're absolutely dangerous. And right now it's just right now Crimson is just still kind of like a question mark. But I think it's a question mark that leans definitely more towards, okay, real shot. We got a real match here.
Oh, do you see the awakening start?
Oh! 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 Yes! Yes! Deadeye! 1-2 punch! Okie dokie! We're gonna see... Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see blood. We are going to see pain. We are going to see a whole lot of damage.
You know what I thought you were gonna say instead of a whole lot of damage? I thought you were gonna say we're gonna see a Luna ban, because that's what I expect from Chikara cheating.
You're right.
If they don't,
You're not right.
If they don't, I mean, I respect it, but like, it might be a bit of a Deadeye start.
Like, if they, you are 100% right. If they are not banning this Luna, that is, they got some brass ones.
Well, we are just waiting for the ban to come in from Chikara cheating.
Okay.
They're definitely thinking about this one.
I hope they didn't stream snipe. I hope they didn't hear us. I'm biased. I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, 1-2 punch and Deadeye, and it looks like Chikara cheating are actually banning X. Oh, that's a pretty smart ban actually on Night Market.
Yeah, actually, no, I agree with that. Smart tactical ban. That's a whole lot of threat being reduced unless Malachi has something else, and we know they do. To be honest, you know what's probably coming now.
Yeah,
So.
I'm just wondering what the ban will be for Seraphim Crimson. Because last game, they banned Rune, and the game before that, they banned Rune. Chikara cheating have pretty consistently banned Mako here. And wow, what a surprise. Seraphim Crimson once again ban away the Rune. So, we are heading into game.
Okie dokie then.
This striker select is going to determine so much. This is actually like the most meaningful striker select so far, I think.
Oh yes, 100%, 1000%.
Just as a reminder, Chikara cheating are on the blue side, Seraphim Crimson are on the red. Crimson prefers red. They really like that 2-3 pick for their forwards, it looks like.
Yeah, and we've seen that come into play, because if I recall, like they counterpicked the X last match, and that worked for them. So sometimes there is merit to, handing off the coin toss, so to speak. Football terminology.
Yeah. The first pick is very important for Chikara cheating. I feel like they have to deny something. I don't think they could give IDC the goalie first pick anymore. And if they do, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, no, I agree. IDC has been... You know what? Forget sounding typical. I'm just gonna say it. IDC has been working absolute magic with that Finny, and they cannot keep that happening. They just it's too good.
No. I mean the other thing. They can't give IDC the first pick because I'm pretty sure Finny will fall in the draft anyway, and they need to pick a higher priority striker on that first pick, like possibly the Era on Night Market, which has been very good for Defunk in that last game.
Gotcha. Alright, so coming out. Let's see what we got.
Ooh, it's the Drakkar Mako. That's a Mako forward, Drakkar midfield.
Not 100% sure how I feel about Drakkar, but at least better on Night Market than,
and that's a Luna.
That's a
Luna. Okay. This is interesting.
Okay, so I do not think this is the worst comp. I don't know. But I don't know about it.
So Seraphim Crimson could just kill them. But Chikara cheating could just, like... If they don't get killed, they are in a very good spot.
Yeah. Like, they have to... Like, Crimson has to 100%, like, just go full brawlers get it done mentality, you know?
Yep. And,
hey, good start. Two barriers down. And they need to just push it, get this
Ooh.
match over with. Very close. Am I right?
Is IDC Soren? I'll say it. Because Soren is known recently for trying to go for flicks, like hitting the core with a projectile toward, or like an ability towards the goal and then striking it out, and sometimes own goaling while trying to go for that. It's just for show. Like it provides very little real benefit. But IDC just did that. So is IDC Soren? Let's be real.
Maybe trying to be. Who knows? Tornado comes out, doesn't get a whole lot of it. Nice rocket to get it past midfield, but doesn't last too long. Master Malachi very low, and wow, had to flip.
What
had
a
to
flip!
it.
IDC. Clip that. What a legendary flip on the third game of the best of three.
No, IDC the magician, real life Finny.
That's crazy. And Yugo has to burn the dash to save the barrier, but is it even worth it? That's 2 barriers. Kuriyami, what a play. And of course, the damage is being dealt. Kuriyami is low, right? But if they're not dying, Seraphim Crimson are struggling.
Yeah, very low though. Gets killed for the troubles. Has to flip out to get it out, but they are on the offense now and almost pushed it through there. Could not quite get it. Malachi's still very low, and they have to try something. Weird angle off the center, but still managed to save it. Still managed to push it through. Trying to clear it upstairs. Luna tried to rocket it past him. Didn't quite make it. Very scary situation at the moment. Early on in the match. Boosted to, I don't know why that boost was for, but okay. Some
Brando?
things happening. Yep. You're right, Brando.
Yeah, Yugo could have gotten the clear if they went for the Soren angle, the direct vertical, but there's only one Soren in this game, and it's IDC.
Okay, so like right now, the damage isn't coming out, and that's proving a bit of an issue. Again, 1 barrier, which is great, good, but yeah, way too close to the edge there. Brando just squeezes them next to it, and they're out for now. So now they have to try and protect this barrier. I mean, granted, it is Mako, so they managed to pull that out, which is fantastic. But they've been pressing, but they haven't been able to close out any. Like you said, they haven't been able to get any of these kills in what is really a kill necessary team comp.
Yeah, that could change later on, right? The Awakening draft could give them a lot more damage, especially because this Awakening rotation is definitely pretty damage friendly, I gotta say. So that's a possibility. Striker Kuriyami brought low, but Malachi is also pretty low. This Jakar cheating comp could also fight back after all. And if they can get this barrier, they can close out this set with them being the winners.
Yeah, okay. Took a little bit of struggle, but they got that. And wow! And Mako with the drums, and Tefunk with the shots, and they managed to get it through. Got a point on the board. Let's go. More of that. We got Yugo with flip. We got Tefunk on the borderline of flip. There's some offense to be had here, but Striker Kuriyami also is almost had flip, but they had to burn a little bit of it. There's one out.
Oh, good dash by Yugo, actually. Very, very preemptive, but good to make sure Brando never got the ball. But here, doesn't have the resource. Brando with the dribble, wins the strike war, goes for another, not quite enough, but that's a KO found by Malachi. And Brando needs to find some magic here, because otherwise it will be this power play being converted. Malachi pushing forward, Yugo to the bottom side, deflected away by IDC. Brando with the primary, makes the save. And Chikara cheating, stay alive. Malachi, not long for this world. And IDC with the very patient clear to the other side, making sure that the goal doesn't go in too easily. Chikara cheating, need this set, because if they don't get it, if Seraphim Crimson get the draft advantage, make the game go longer, their damage is going to scale so hard. Flip used, IDC right to Brando, right into the goal. They find the opening, they take the shot, and they win the set, very importantly.
Yeah, beautiful. Just flip, dimed it out to Brando. Brando had to angle. Yugo did not have an answer. I will say Crimson definitely started to kind of feel a little bit more alive out there, but I think it was a little too late. But they do have two drafts. Finny waiting, got the stagger swagger, of course, that makes sense. Got chrono boost. I think that's a good shot. Perfect form on Luna. Rampage on Asher. Mako gets a spark and Monumentalist era.
Monumentalist
kind of
felt
surprised.
era?
Yeah, I was about to say I'm kind of surprised didn't go for Castelast.
No. Manu is much better on Night Market.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because the Nados in the lanes are kind of ridiculous, and that's a big X factor here. Look at that, so much damage and forcing the evades. It's like a crater, but mobile.
I see. Okay, yeah, you're right. Definitely, because that was quick 2 barriers, and now on the back foot, Brando doing Brando things, lurking very, very hard, and yeah,
how did that guy get the strike, Brando?
I think that might have been an own goal by Malachi.
No, I think Brando got a hit there, but I guess got displaced. I don't know. Whatever.
We'll call it that.
But look at the Monumentalist damage on Malachi. These Nados from Striker Kuriyami are just turning this entire game around. It kind of feels like it should have been denied.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty dangerous. Crater Maker comes up, and that does stall Striker Kiriyami for a little bit of a stare down by Tefunk and IDC. But at the same time, doesn't really do a lot. Another one of those gigantic hurricanes. Just, man, you are not kidding. Good snare drum at the very least to hold things off for a little bit. Brando nearly knocks it in, but manages to save it. Very, very scary game all of a sudden for Crimson, who at first were looking pretty alright, and now it's like Chikara cheating more in the driver's seat. They do manage to get that barrier, so that's good. Molten Bolt goes out very close to fitting it in. IDC performing more magic, getting that save. They need to figure out how they need to figure out a new game plan. I feel, because what they were hoping for isn't quite working. But I would say it's still early games, yes. But we need to see if they can pivot or not.
Oh, Malachi needed a strike there, but doesn't matter. Gets another chance. Gets the strike this time and finds the goal. Serve from Crimson. Get it done in that point. Have a lot of meter for the next point.
Yeah, flip on Yugo. Flip's coming up for Tefunk and Malachi. Brando's the only one with a flip threat at the moment. First barrier goes down very quickly. Malachi playing a little bit extra forward, trying to threaten. IDC is just insane with these saves. IDC has been insane all series with these saves. It is absurd. Early flip comes out of Yugo. I don't know what happened there, but it happened.
Funk with the Molten Bolt hit stun at the perfect moment. IDC was trying to find the strike war timing on it, but stepped up a little too much, stepped past the core, and made a little bit of a blunder here, which means Seraphim Crimson are in a very good spot. A set win here would be absolutely massive. Not going down 0-2 as a damage comp, you'll always take that, especially if they can pick up some more damage in this next draft. But Brando is here with a vengeance. Brando is looking quite massive. That guy has not been damage pressured. It's been Striker Kuriyami, but that guy has a stacking awakening.
Yeah, very, very, very worrisome for Malachi. Very low. That triple take, forcing Tefunk to try and go elsewhere with the core, but unfortunately that didn't last too long. Flip gets denied right back to where we were. Crimson has been fighting for their lives in this set, and it's been working out for them so far. But every one of them, it just seems like there's been a threat waiting in the wings. I mean, looking at Malachi, very dangerous. Yugo tries for almost a desperation boost, still manages to keep it up front. All of them looking.
What a dash!
Yeah.
Brando dashes back, gets the strike afterwards to the bottom corner. If you had just waited for the core to come, I think Yugo would have been able to walk down to intercept it. What a good play by Brando to bring us to 2-2. And if Brando could stay alive here, this could be huge, but if Brando takes damage, it could be over.
Yeah, Brando's very much been the star player for them this whole set, but looking like they're on death's door. Not that will matter if they can get this score. But Kuriyami on a one-on-one, Yugo just 50-50s. Yugo guesses wrong. Striker gets just the...
And
basic. Yeah.
that's the thing, right? That's what separates the decent Luna goalies from the greats. A top player there, do you know what they'd have done? They'd have walked on top of striker Kuriyami and gone for the strike war. Because if you leave it up to that open net, Luna can't do anything. You have to walk up. You have to have that goalie instinct to win those situations. And that's what makes the difference here. That is why Chikara Cheating is up. IDC is playing a much more active play style. And you need to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And now they got Unstoppable. I will actually say this draft was not horrible. I mean, for either team. I mean, Ariel's on Yugo. You got Tefont with Big Fish, which could probably help with a little bit of their defensive measures, but that's also going to make them a lot easier to hit with that tornado. I mean, look at that. Look at that damage. Almost dead already. Malachi not looking too hot either, but like Core manages to get free for a little bit, gets a barrier out of it, but ow, just so much damage. That size may be a little bit more trouble than it's worth in this situation. Like, you got some help with like Egoist on Malachi, but you've got Striker Yamini with more stagger. You've got IDC with, like I said, with Unstoppable. You've got Rapid Fire on Brando.
Oh, but they're holding. Seraphim Crimson, they're staying alive somehow. IDC's pushed all the way up. Brando is flexed in a goalie position, and they're trying to find this goal, but they're not. The last draft, it was a little catastrophic for Seraphim Crimson, but not completely, right? Egoist on Malachi is massive. Aerials is kind of useless on Yugo. Let's be real. It's probably one of like the bottom 5 awakenings, bottom 3 even. But if they can make it work with the Egoist, if the size can be more of a help than a hindrance, like you said, like it's kind of rough against the Monumentalist NATO, but in the strike wars, it's huge. And Yugo wins a critical strike war there. Moves very actively. Well played from Yugo on the defense. Looking like a very solid goalie at the moment. And Tefong uses that opportunity to find the goal. That's the type of point we need to see from Yugo.
Absolutely. 100%. Like they've been fairly good with like their rockets this whole set. We need more of those like capable tactical boosts where they can like get stuck in, present like another threat, and hold and make them think. Because Yugo's mostly been doing it for either like defense or just like one-offs, like we said. And for a little bit last match, they were doing it. They seemed to kind of like almost like regressed a little bit. And IDC definitely taking advantage. Striker Yamini definitely taking advantage of like the situation at this point, and it's just been they know the counters. Cheating knows the counters, and we said it at the beginning. Crimson has to outplay them. They have to think. They have to play smarter. Playing harder is going to be difficult, but they have to play smarter. They have to play smarter. They have to like out gambit them.
Alright, good flip from IDC though. Somehow threads the needle out of there. The Vonks gonna have to have a good flip of their own. But IDC wins a crazy strike ward to get it out of the corner. Kuriyami's there as well to help out. Finally, Tefong will find the barrier. And Malachi is looking for the dribbles, looking for maybe an Egoist proc to close this one out. Yugo with the patience, with the pass up. But Brando gets the court for a moment. Malachi in position. IDC finds a save still, but Yugo will secure it. And Seraphim Crimson, they're down, but they're not out.
Okay, this is what we need from them. They are definitely tightening it up. Yugo's being a little bit more judicious with the boost. Tefong using that invincibility to kind of get a little bit more speed, get a little bit of unpredictability in there. Malachi playing up and playing as aggressive as they can, and look at that, trying to like mess with IDC. Weird double barrier in my opinion. Crater Maker goes out, blows things straight to heck. But yeah, right now Crimson kind of on the attack, and they need to keep this happening. They need to keep that happening. Good bolt. Good interception from Yugo. Make sure that it stays up front. Almost gets the angle. Not quite. Malachi doing a great job of keeping things up front. Good Tefong with the shotgun. Tries to make sure it stays up front. Crater Maker with the energy tax. Yugo getting it out of there. Very good by Crimson. Very good by Crimson. Forces out the flip. Doesn't quite make it. Juggles. Doesn't quite get that shot off. Malachi looking very low. One-on-one Brando versus Yugo. Yugo manages to get it back. Malachi shooting for the moon. Weird bounces. It's night market, everyone. How you living? And Flip comes in, barely misses it, but it gets back to Brando. Brando pushes it in. Hugo can't quite get it. Good gracious. Heck of a round that was.
That was a lot of spaghetti. Good saves by IDC. Good offense by Malachi, but not quite enough to find the goal. And it's a reminder, right? Chikara cheating. They can still win it right here. This is a set that they could win this entire series in. That they could eliminate Seraphim Crimson in. Just like that, both barriers are gone. And this Chikara cheating team is looking even scarier by the second.
Yeah, very dangerous. Crater Maker comes out, and that causes enough of a flinch to let Malachi get the goal. So they're trying to press here. Second barrier down. Malachi threatening, flips in their face. IDC manages to get the deflection. Malachi still up. Kills. Shotgun. Flip.
Oh, IDC.
Again. Malachi manages to push it in. IDC can't do anything about that one. IDC trying to make some miracles happen, but it's Malachi. It's Tefunk. It's Hugo. They get a very, very much needed win. They need this draft. They need this draft. They need.
And that's
all
a fight or flight. That's the fight or flight to maybe just win the
get
game.
fight or flight. Just get fight or flight. I don't care who you are.
Fight or flight.
Get fight or flight. Get fight or flight. Somebody get fight or flight.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good. I'm clapping. I don't know if you hear it. I'm clapping.
we should not be waiting for the best awakening in the game.
No.
But that's a hotshot, a reoccurring character on Hugo as well. That course speed did a lot of work. So we'll see if it could do that again. The one thing I am scared of for Seraphim Crimson, it's that knife's edge on Brando. That guy's going to be pushing up into the corner. That guy's going to be dash punching with even more power.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous. And wait, look at there. One dead already. One for the morgue. 2 barriers down. Brando's just pushing. Triple take. Bad boost, but eject kind of like saves it and just splits. Brando just splits the difference on both of them. Good golly, just neither of them were ready for it.
Yeah, despite big pickups from Seraphim Crimson, Chikara cheating are still chilling. They still have the same win condition. This is just go score on the Luna, and it's looking very doable when this Maelstrom is pushing forward, is securing a barrier, and they're playing the corner like that.
Yeah, it's just a freaking mosh pit in the corner there. IDC kind of like chilling out in the nosebleeds, trying to make sure nothing untoward happens. But look at that.
Brando has unlocked it. Brando unlocked the Asher winning DLC. It's called Standing on the Luna. But wait a second. IDC gets too scared of Malachi. Not sure what that evade was for, as Seraphim Crimson get a big point to even up this set.
Yeah, I don't know why IDC. Maybe Tefunk, maybe they thought like Tefunk had something going for him and flipped early, but whatever. Point is a point. Then Crimson is still alive. So we got an early barrier going down. Brando still just doing Brando things. Like you said, win condition has not changed. Crater Maker comes out. Speed gets the second barrier. Malachi threatening. Flips in their face. Boom. Quick goal. Goodness. That was surprising.
Yeah, that's the egoist power right there, along with the 1-2 flip, actually. So much core speed, so much speed to get in position with the core flip. So big opportunity for Seraphim Crimson if Malachi can build up a lot of meter to just do the same thing. But look at Brando, who's looking quite massive here, actually. So if Brando can get the core, if Brando could stand on Yugo's face, that could also be a huge win condition, as Hugo Elusives expects the primary, but it's instead just the strike. We've seen that before in this series, as Brando is looking for the goal.
Yep, triple take doesn't quite get the deflection that they want, but doesn't matter. Brando, angle bounces it, and just like you said, Brando's just starting to like step on tiny little Luna's head and just pushes it in.
Yeah, Brando's quite massive as well, plenty of size to work with, but taking a lot of damage. Seraphim Crimson know the mission. If they can take out this Azure, it could be huge. Brando's got to stay alive here.
Yeah, very much.
Oh!
Flip comes out.
That's
What
Hugo
was that?
gone. Hugo dashed in, got flipped off the edge, and that could be the game. That's the goalie dead. That's Brando pushing forward. That's the barrier taken. That's IDC sending it forward. That's Brando and Kuriyami continuing to make the passing plays, but Malachi flips it out of there. That's a lot of damage on Kuriyami, but Brando in the 1v1. We've seen this situation before. Chikara cheating. Take the win, and they advance there from Crimson. We'll have to try again next season.
That is all she wrote. Cheating moves on. Crimson goes home.
Well played from Chikara cheating. They knew the win condition. They made it happen. So from Crimson, they showed adaptation through the series. They looked much, much better at the end than the beginning, but it wasn't quick enough. It wasn't enough. Chikara cheating looked much better on the day. And IDC, I think, the MVP.
Oh, 100%. Like, IDC got the little end goal, like, victory screen, and for a very good reason. IDC was playing lights out. IDC just incredible saves, incredible, more than once, like, that big finish from IDC saved a barrier or saved a goal, just like inches away, centimeters even. But IDC had the wherewithal, had the timing, just big finish it and just pulled it away, and was usually able to like set up for immediate response offense. Just on the whole, IDC. I'm not gonna like narrow it down to anyone specific, but I have to say this. I think that the difference here was just the goalie capability, right?
Well, I think it's also how they played around the goalie, because Tafonk and Malachi were a pretty solid offensive duo, but Tafonk and Yugo did not feel like a really meshed together defensive duo. On the other hand, like Kuriyami was helping out IDC all the time, and they felt very, very practiced together, very synergistic.
I can like we were saying earlier, cheating just the more cohesive, put together team, and Crimson needs to like go back, watch the tapes, and just take it as a learning experience. Like you said, like they had some adaptations in the later rounds, in the later matches, and you know there were definitely, I would even say, more than flashes of greatness. They showed that there's definitely solid potential there with what they can do. They just need to kind of like go back, work on their teamwork, work on their cohesion, work on their playmaking a little bit, and like I said, try again next season.
Yeah, well played from Chikara cheating, and with that, that's the end of the stream here. So, thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time, especially next week for the Final Four of OSAS Season 8, but also for other things. So, see you everyone.
It's gonna be exciting. Peace out.